Y'all see that clip of Queen at that concert doing the vocal warm-up?
Wait.
It was Freddie Mercury at a concert, and he was doing like the vocal warm-ups, but he had the audience do it with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, we're gonna do a quick warm-up. And he's like singing all the notes and stuff. And he's like, y'all are awesome. And they started singing.
Okay, go, Jose.
Shut up. Welcome back to the JOWP podcast. My name is Jose, and I'm here with your usual hosts, Eduardo,
Hi.
Gabe,
Hi.
and special guest Tyler.
Howdy.
Returning guest, actually.
We finally had Jose do something.
I know. Now the people in the comments, not even the comments, now our avid listeners can be like, now Jose did something.
Dude, I'm
Finally.
IT, what do you mean?
No, you're not.
No, you're
I
not.
work in the background.
No, you don't.
I'm the whole reason this thing is still going.
No, you're not. I would say I am. Without my presence, what would you do? I emit nitrogen for you.
I don't inhale nitrogen.
It's gay. You still need it. It's still one of the components of life.
Jose, what's the molar mass of nitrogen?
Why does that matter?
It's pretty important, honestly.
They spell nitrogen.
Nitrogen.
Not spell jazz.
There's no Y in nitrogen.
You said
What?
Why'd you do that?
I mean, it probably
You know for a
said.
fact.
I mean,
there's
I
no
said
Y in nitrogen.
I.
It's nitrogen.
It's not Geon. It's Gin.
It does say nitrogen, Eduardo, not nitrogen.
Eduardo, please.
I think it's funny. I think it's funny that Eduardo's trying to quiz Jose on how to spell.
When he doesn't know how.
That reminds me. Okay, you know about this, and I'm pretty sure Jose knows about this. And I might have said it before, but I'll say it again for the podcast. Back when we used to work at Sonic, I was training these two guys, and I used to work as a cook. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And I used to work as a
Are
cook.
we gonna drop
And
names?
what's up?
Can we drop their names?
No.
I mean, that's up to y'all. I didn't want to put the names out there. I'll just say like Dummy
You just
1 and
say-
2.
Yeah. You can say their names. They're
D1.
generic white people names.
D1 and D2?
I think.
Thing 1 and thing 2?
I low-key forgot.
Just make up two names.
How
Okay,
you forgot their
uh,
name? They were easy
No, I
names.
know one of them. I forget the other guy's name.
Just use.
Oh, I remember his name now.
Use
Yeah.
Eddie and Devin. We'll say Devin's the good one, or became good. And
Okay, so
Eddie's the new-
Devin's the one that became good, and Eddie's the one that became bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was back in the kitchen, and we had a large mozzarella sticks, and I said, because there's two sides, distinct sides. You have like the grill side with the burgers and whatnot, and then you had the fryer side with the fryers, the fries, and then the hot dogs and stuff like that. And there was mozzarella sticks down, and I was training these two, and Devin, by himself, he's not bad, but when he gets with Eddie, it's like pandemonium. They're just they actually, instead of like adding brain cells, imagine it like subtracting and then dividing by the average. Like that, it's that bad, right? So I'm over there making burgers, and we got a whole screen full of burgers. I'm like, all right, get the large mozz. There's gonna be a container over there. There's small, medium, large. Grab large, get the tongs, get the mozz, put them in there, and then I guess it'd be Eddie. Eddie grabbed the burger, like the junior burger wraps, you know, like little, like the onion ring bags and stuff like that. So he grabbed one of those, and then Devin tapped him on the shoulder. He goes, "No, you dumbass, it's this one." And he grabs the corn dog container. And that's what that reminded me of. It was like, what was like, spell nitrogen. It's like, no, it's nitrogen, dumbass. Gion.
Did you ever have any interesting times when you were working there? Any interesting stories?
I mean,
Because I know, like,
Sonic's full of
the
interesting
era
stories.
y'all were working.
Oh, like the golden
Oh
era?
yeah. Eduardo did say next time you're on, they wanted us to talk about Sonic stories. That basically be the theme of this episode.
Yeah.
Like the golden era of Sonic.
And then, like,
Just in general.
And then the dying era of, like, when I was
So you
joining.
figured out. You can talk about Trevor.
God, Trevor was a god.
So I hear this man's like.
So this guy, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm a little shaky on his story. It's been a while.
Well, legend says, aka Trevor told us he once slapped and cooked the chicken.
True. I remember
What
that.
do you mean?
That man taught me everything I knew about being a cook.
He said he slapped the chicken so hard it cooked.
All right.
I'm looking at you, Jose.
What?
So it all started when I first got a job at Sonic.
Once upon a time.
All right, is this Eduardo story?
Because Gabe and Jose convinced me to get a job at Sonic,
Yeah.
but I wanted to be a car hop.
No.
And I said, can I be a car hop? And Jose's like, I don't care. And Gabe said, up to you. And I was like, all right, for sure. So I applied to be a car hop.
Yeah.
And then I get to the interview with our GM, and she starts asking me these questions. I'm like, wow, these questions sounds like I'm applying to be a cook. That's a bit weird. She's like, what do you do if meat hits the ground? I'm like, throw it away, I guess. She's like, good answer, good answer. I was like, okay, yeah.
It falls on the ground. I eat it. Like, I give it to the customer.
And I was like, when do we get to the question about car hops? And then I didn't actually say that, but we kept talking. We had the whole interview. She's like, all right, yeah, it looks like you got the job, so we can probably start you on like Wednesday. I think I got an interview on like a Monday or Tuesday or something like that. I was like, all right, cool. So I came back, and I was expecting to be a car hop. I was like, I got this. You know what I'm saying? And she hands me a shirt. She goes, all right, head to the back. Jose's going to help you. So I get back there.
Help me be a
I get back there, and it's a Wednesday. And I believe it was $1 hot dogs.
Wow.
No, it was half price Conies.
Whoa.
Yeah, so really busy. Anyone that knows, if anyone's ever worked in the fast food, anytime you give any kind of discount to anything, it's pretty pandemonium.
Did you say meat especially?
No. Any special?
Well, we were kind of in like not the best area, and Sonic was like high end on that part of town. So like everyone bought to Sonic. They got the half price Conies and whatnot. So I'm over there making Conies and stuff. And Amanda says, I got it. Or I guess our GM says, I got that. So you go work with Jose. I'm learning how to do like burgers and stuff. I was like, okay. At this point, I'm mad because I'm like, I thought it was going to be a car hop. And then I was going back in the kitchen.
Did you say anything to Jose?
Because I started working in February. And the December before that, Eduardo and I applied at the one that Devin worked at. And Eduardo and I applied at the one that Devin worked at. Dang. No, we applied to the one that Devin worked at, and he had his interview at the same time, which was weird because he kept asking me questions. He never talked to Eduardo.
He didn't.
He got his name. He said, "What's your name, Eduardo? What's your name, Tyler?" And he talked to me the whole time.
I think it's because like I was just scared. Devin was saying that
colored?
people because I was colored. Devin was saying like if you spoke Spanish, you got the job.
No, he didn't say that.
Or
He
like
said, Devin said, "Are y'all cool being cooks?" And we both said, "No, we want to be car hops." And he said, "Tyler, I don't know about you, Eduardo, you're gonna be a cook." And Eduardo's like, "Why?" And he goes, because we call it Mexico, because if you're Mexican, you go work in the back. There's like a border between the back and the front. And if you speak any lick of Spanish, you're going straight to the back and you're working in the back.
So I guess that guy was like
segregation.
Anyways, so the guy interviewed us,
cook.
and it was like a 30-minute interview in the cold. It was windy. It was cold.
Yeah, I was like stone cold.
Yeah, but I get a call back like the next day. He's like, "Sorry, you didn't get the job." I was like, "Man, that sucks."
I didn't get a call. I was just ignored by this man.
He's like, "Yeah, you didn't get the job," and I was like, "Man," because Devin hyped up like, "Oh, you can get hired on the spot. We need people. Y'all can get hired, whatever."
You're like, yeah.
So I didn't want to be a cook because I knew people who were car hops, and they're like, yeah, making that money,
We went up
whatever.
to Devin about it too afterwards. He was like, we were like, what the fuck? And he goes, oh yeah, at that day we were just hiring a bunch of people.
Yeah, apparently they had 7 interviews before us that day, and they hired 7 people.
And they were just like, nah, you're good. We don't need you.
He said, "We don't need you."
All right.
But then, back to my original story. I was back in the kitchen working, making burgers. Jose was manning the grill.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, so this is like our bun toaster. You get the buns out of this, whatever size you need, drop it down, this side facing this side. And then he's like, go ahead, there's a burger right there, make that burger. And I think it was just like a bacon double or something. And I was like, all right. And he goes, do you know what it is? And I'm like, I mean, it says BCN DBL, so I'm assuming it's a bacon double. And he's like, okay. He's like, okay.
That took me 3 months to learn.
He goes, go ahead and make a bacon double. Then I was like, how? And he's like, yeah, I don't know. You just gotta make a bacon double. And I was like, yeah, I get that. Like, how do I make a bacon double? He's like, you figured out. So then I just was like, mayo bacon double, and then I just threw it in. And took it out, and lo and behold, that extra stuff. But
did you know Jose by that point, or no?
Yeah, I knew him because we had econ together.
Yeah.
And then I also knew you because at that time, no, because I got the PlayStation after Sonic, so it would be econ.
Were we like, because this was when we were just being like not rumored, but like you were teased from the like old videos that we have. We always spoke about you.
Yeah, I knew of Jose. I didn't know Jose until I got into econ, and I was like, This is the
It was the
menace.
same time around like
This is
when
the
we were
man
first
who
starting
never
to
showers.
Bro.
I was like, I could tell.
Yeah, it was when we were first like.
No,
being
I
friends
met
with
you
Eddie.
at breakfast that one time. It was
Was it?
November. Because it was right after football season. Because Devin and I had first period athletics, so we never went to breakfast with them. And then when football season was over, we went to breakfast in the mornings and stuff before school. And Jose, because you usually sat with the Mexicans, you pulled up and sat at our
The
table for like
Bruins.
one day. And that's when I met
No,
you.
he's,
But
he's
Jose usually
always
sits alone.
Yeah, Jose always sat by
No, you
himself.
sat with Manny, Edgar,
Yeah.
and all them. Yeah.
So is it lunch that you sat alone because you were a loser?
Wasn't it both? Because I remember like. in the
No,
morning-
breakfast because you sat with Chris. Not
all
Hansel.
the-
Chris.
Not all the time, Tyler. Because I remember one day I was looking at my phone. I saw a reflection. I was like, "Is that Jose?" And I turned around. He's just sitting like by himself, just on his phone.
Maybe that's one day, but every time I saw Jose at breakfast after I actually met him,
Mhm.
he was with the
The
crew.
Browns.
What's your statement on this, Jose?
Yeah, what was your sitting habit in school?
Yeah, I was with them in the mornings. In the afternoons, depending on the year, I sat with someone or by myself.
You were never
Did I
sitting
ever
with
catch-
someone at
so
lunch.
were you ever sitting by yourself in the morning? Or was I just seeing someone else?
I think it was like,
No, I swear I did see you one day because I remember I turned around and you turned around and you started waving at me and I was like, because I was like, "Is that Jose?" And you're just sitting by yourself and you're like waving.
yeah, because we sat
I
with
was like,
who was that with? We sat with Parker, Sophia,
Like the fruit.
the crew. The one guy I swear is gay. That black guy?
Devin?
No,
No,
the
I
black
don't.
guy. The black guy who talked gay but kept talking. Like, he's like,
Devin?
he's like, bro, your ass is just so juicy. Like, I wish I had an
Devin?
ass. I know it sounds like Devin.
Yes,
I
it sounds-
I know
it sounds a lot like
that. But this guy was
Has a
fruity
tooth-
because like Devin would sit right here, and this guy would sit right here, and he's like, "Oh my God, your butt is like so juicy. How do I get a butt like that?" Devin's like, "True, Tyler, low key, you got like the best butt to your year." And I'm like,
Devin's
I
like,
squat.
"True, Tyler, I look at that ass more than I look at these women's ass."
Devin literally told me one time. He said, "If only you were a girl, bro,
I
it'd
have
be
no
over."
idea.
And I'm like, I don't want to hear that, Devin.
RJ?
Maybe is he the gay guy?
No.
Richard Jefferson?
DJ. His name had a J.
It had a J in it, yeah. Might have been RJ. Might have been RJ. It
Quavion?
I
sounds
think
familiar.
so. No, it wasn't a generic like black people name.
DeQuavion is not generic.
That's not.
Nah.
That's very unique.
Name one time you met a DeQuavion.
Can't.
Exactly.
I went with my
It-
cousin to a
it
football
gets really-
camp
I have to get
before
into my
senior
backstory
year,
for that.
and there was 2 DeQuavions.
Two DeQuavion?
No
yeah, there
way.
was DeQuavion Johnson and DeQuavion Blackwell.
Ain't no way.
How many Duntaviuses you met? I met one.
I just won. Hey, just won.
I know.
Speaking of Sonic.
Yeah.
No, but then Jose never taught me anything, but he
That
said he
was
did. What's up?
It was Jaden.
Jaden?
Yeah.
Oh
it was a
yeah,
black
yeah,
kid
yeah. I
named
guess it
Jaden.
was
He
Jaden.
like tall, kind of like broccoli.
Skinny.
hair.
Yes. I mean,
What?
You say you built
broccoli
like
hair.
broccoli?
He's black. I mean, he had a fro. Yeah. Like
yeah,
a
I
little bit
remember.
of a
I would also
fro.
sit with him at lunch.
Like Gabe's hair, but a little longer.
I remember because he said a little something that I don't know if I can get into on the podcast.
And I swore he was gay, bro. I swore he
too.
was gay.
I
And
swear
everyone's
he
like,
was
nah,
gay.
he's straight. I'm like,
No shot. He always spoke like this, right? He was remember he would always go like, "Oh my God." I remember
he was
I had-
very expressive. Expressive?
I think
Expressive.
that
Bro,
was-
flamboyant? Is that what you're looking for?
Nah, because he wasn't quite flamboyant, but he was like on the border between like, expressive and flamboyant. 'Cause you know, like there's a clear delineation. You can be expressive and be fine, and you
Yeah.
got like flamboyant. And he's like,
on the line.
he's walking the line pretty hard.
Yeah, I remember too, because his uncle had a brand. Yeah, because it was just like black, and then he put it on shirts. The word black.
Like it just said black.
Yeah, it just said
That's
black.
his brand. It was black.
That's weird.
It would be like in gold, and then on a black shirt.
The man trademarked black.
And then I was like, "Oh, can I get a shirt?" And he goes, "Nah, my uncle only sells to black people." And I was like, "What? How would he know I'm black or not?" He'd be like,
Your name is Eduardo.
Yeah, no, hold on. That's what he said. He's like, "Your name's Eduardo." I was like, I could just like not put
Jaquardo.
I could just not put Eduardo on there.
Jaquardo.
Jaquardo. And I just told him, I was like, I could just not put my name on there. And he goes, he'll know. And I'm like, how?
He just didn't want to give you a
And he was
shirt.
like, he only sells to black people. I was
Says the black guy whose name's Jaden. Okay. You want a wider sounding name?
I was like, okay. I remember because he was a huge like avid Trump hater.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember doing one day at lunch, I bought a MAGA hat,
Mm-hmm.
and I took it out of my backpack, I wore it, and I went whoosh, you know. And he started laughing when he saw. He's like, "You actually bought one?" I was like, "Hell yeah!" So I wore it all at lunch.
Didn't know we get political.
We're not.
I don't know. Eduardo's going crazy.
Hey, Eduardo, you do you, bro.
Eduardo, that religion talk last episode wasn't enough for you.
Religion arc?
It wasn't last episode, but it was like a few episodes ago.
We try to stay away from politics here,
We're
Eduardo.
not talking.
Try to stay away
politics.
from stuff that gets us canceled.
We're not talking
religion.
Dude, we had that whole segment on religion.
Hey, we don't worry about that. I didn't talk. She talked.
I was speaking.
And you talked.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked, but
No,
like we didn't
Gabe
make a
was
stance.
talking too.
No,
He was
you.
Yeah, but
talking
I didn't
more
make a
than I did.
stance. She made her stance. I was just talking.
I
Yup.
wasn't like. I didn't have
You made a
stance.
stance today. You said you support Trump.
No, I didn't.
That's a political stance.
I
No,
We don't make political stances
I
on this
didn't. I
podcast.
just-
You bought his merch.
I wore that. What?
You bought his merch.
I don't
Meaning you support him.
Actually, it was third hand. It wasn't even like.
You bought his merch.
I only did it to annoy him. I didn't really care for the
To annoy
political.
Nah, you made a
No,
political
what?
statement, Eduardo.
To like be political. I
So
just
No
do
one
wanna be
cares which side you support. Just don't make statements on my podcast.
You can support what you want to support off the podcast,
Yeah.
but in this room,
Let's not be making statements on the podcast.
I'm not making
I'm
statements.
saying.
Let's not be.
I like the.
I like how he start talking. He's like, yeah, don't say nothing.
I like.
It's our podcast.
What animals are they?
What animals?
Yeah, what animals?
Oh, like elephants and donkeys.
Yeah, I like donkeys.
Oh, are you talking about the politics?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you got the two major parties.
I like
I love
donkeys.
You also have the
Republic.
Bull Moose Party, which was started by Theodore
Teddy.
Roosevelt.
Yes, sir.
My
I know that
boy.
one.
My
My
boy,
boy.
my boy.
My boy.
Hey,
Well, you just made a
speak-
political stance by saying you like Teddy Roosevelt.
Hey, I'll take that one. That's my boy. That's my boy.
That's my
Hey,
boy.
that
gotta
man
stray
was a
away.
straight. You want to talk about a straight menace?
We gotta
like,
get away.
Not like in a
Take the
bad way.
bullet.
Hey, you're not like in a bad way menace. Like this dude.
Yeah.
If you were his op,
He
it's
also-
done.
You know,
It's
this man
done.
was giving a speech, got shot, and was like,
he
continue
said.
this
He
speech.
said no. Same thing with Ronald Reagan, bro.
Like, took
He
it
someone tried to shoot him. I think he missed, and he's like, bro, you missed, and he kept talking. I was like, bro, what?
You're a mad lad. You can't be like.
No,
Missed.
Teddy Roosevelt was such a badass that because he died in his sleep, his I think it was his vice president said that the Grim Reaper, he was such an imposing man that the Grim Reaper had to take him in his sleep because if he was awake, he would have fought back. And I was like, dude, that's a straight monster. He was in the Rough Riders. Oh my gosh, that man was a
like legends
beast.
are started.
Like he is literally a walking legend. He used to have boxing matches. You know about that?
Theodore Roosevelt. used to have
He's
boxing
undefeated at the White House. He would have professional boxers pull up. He'd kick their ass, give them concussions, and leave. But when he got older, he got punched in the eye. I think he partially detached his retina or something like that. So instead of boxing, he went to jujitsu. So instead of having jujitsu matches on the White House front lawn, this man was a straight monster.
Actual monster, yeah.
Hey, the Bull Moose Party.
Yeah, I'll take Teddy
The
Roosevelt
bull-
any day.
Hey, I'll take a Bull Moose.
This kid.
Hey, I'll
Jaden
take him on my
was also
team.
talking about
Teddy Roosevelt greater than your president.
facts.
Don't at me.
He can beat your president.
He can. He solos your president verse.
Honestly, though. You want to know another thing this kid Jaden said? How he was suicidal.
Okay.
Hey,
Let's
so-
go back to Teddy Roosevelt.
No, he was like for some
Hey,
reason.
what's the saying? I always forget the exact saying, but it's like
River sticks?
speak quietly but carry a big stick.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like don't talk shit but finish
Bring-
it.
yeah.
Like someone starts something. All right, I got
For
this
sure.
big stick. You want to keep talking? You want to keep talking? Oh, that's what I thought. You want to be quiet. And now everyone wants to be quiet when Teddy opens his mouth.
Because
Actually-
during lunch, we were talking about why he.
Dude, okay.
I keep bringing up this guy.
Like, do you love him? Are you trying to admit your love?
No, I want.
He is gay.
I don't know.
I mean, Jaden.
We don't know that.
Oh, Eduardo too. Okay, I guess we move on.
He is wearing a JoJo
I'm
shirt.
wearing JoJo.
Unsuck.
I like JoJo. Okay?
True.
Anyways,
What?
you're
Hey,
saying-
you're not even looking at us, bro.
No.
You're so detached from
Why
the
are you looking at yourself in
conversation.
the reflection,
You like yourself that
Yeah.
much?
I'm looking at the cat.
dude. Actually, speaking of Jose, earlier today when we were at the gym, right? This man was moaning men's names.
I wasn't.
Yes, you were.
He was.
You were.
No.
We were doing dips. Jose, you want to say it? You want me to say
I
it?
say it.
I was grunting.
No, you weren't.
Okay, so we were doing dips, right? But we're not doing assisted dips. So you know how to spot dips. So you cross your legs, and the person like holds your legs to help assist you, which is fine. And usually when you're done, you just kind of kick your feet a little bit and like okay, and let go, right? Because we have our headphones on or whatever. Sometimes it's hard to hear, and the gym can be loud, whatever. This man Jose, instead of kicking his feet, goes, Eddie, I'm done. Eddie, Eddie, I'm done. Eddie, I'm done. Eddie,
Okay.
I'm done, Eddie. I'm done, Eddie. I'm done, Eddie. I'm done, Eddie.
Okay. I didn't do all of that.
He's like, I'm done.
Kind of suspect, Jose.
And I'll throw this out there. I'll throw myself under the bus. We were doing incline dumbbell bench press.
No.
I had 85s. It was pretty fucking heavy.
Yeah, but he
we were
was
doing
like,
sets of 5. But I was like, because I left my AirPods in Arkansas, so I had my headphones, right? But they're noise canceling, so I don't hear shit, right? So I have my music full blast Godsmack playing, and then I'm just like noise canceling, and I'm just getting it. I'm trying to get as many. I'm trying to get 5 steps. So well, I knew I was making a noise, but it felt like the snot in the back of my throat was like whistling. You know how snot can whistle?
Yeah.
It was like whistling. I thought I was just whistling. No, apparently I was loud as fuck going, But I said, I didn't see nobody else doing 85s. I tell you what.
True.
I didn't see
though.
nobody else doing 85s.
I mean, there was that one big guy.
The guy next
The
to
guy
us?
to our left, yeah.
He was doing hundreds, but one, it was a flat bench, which is easier than an incline
Also,
bench. And two, he was like half repping.
See,
and
that's
he was,
the thing.
He was
That was the thing about it. Because when me and Jose went to the gym on our own, he was doing the same thing.
Hey, for the audio only, I put my feet on the chair and I like humped the air.
Basically.
Bro.
Like full butt off the seat. Like, and when I say half
wants to
rep,
see that.
I say half
Lucky we
rep,
don't got
it was like-
cameras.
it was like this. So
Disgusting.
he had his butt up, and so imagine my butt's up in the air. Instead of going all the way down, he was like,
Going halfway.
He's going
like
halfway.
yeah, he did like 10 reps with the hundreds.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Like,
I could do 10 reps of hundreds like
Because
that.
we
You know what I'm
also-
saying?
when me and Jose went, we were bench pressing too, and he was doing the exact same thing. He would like go down a bit.
Did you see his legs?
His legs? I did not see their
Skinnier than Gabe's.
What?
You have skinny legs?
I mean, they're like, I would say they're fat. A lot of chub on here. You talk about skinny legs. You talk about like Gracie. Not Gracie. I
No,
meant
not
artist.
Gracie.
I meant artist.
I never seen artist legs.
Me neither.
What's a good example? I mean,
she's like 5'2". I'd imagine she had skinny legs.
Gracie's 5 foot.
Yeah, but artist is like 82 pounds.
Yeah, true.
It was just crazy. I'm like, Jose, you see this guy over there to our left? He's like,
He was yelling.
He was yelling.
Needless to say, at least I can admit I might have moaned. Not in an essential way, in a I'm giving maximum effort for this set kind of way.
True.
I stood up, I almost passed out. I was getting lightheaded.
True.
I was like,
I had to go up and wait too.
Water's being a bitch. I said, bro, I said we're gonna get it heavy, right? And then Water's like, yeah, for sure. Grabs the 35s.
35.
I'm like, man, what you doing? What
for
you
a
doing with all
dumbbell
that?
press.
I'm saying, bro. And no, okay, we were warming up. We did one warm-up set. I said we're going heavy sets of 5, right? I said heavy sets of 5. This man of Water goes, for sure. So we do a warm-up set. And I was like, hey, y'all want to do another warm-up set? You guys want to hop into the set? Because we're going heavy, right?
True.
Sorry. And I'm not trying to like pull something, you know?
Yeah.
And then Eddie and Jose were like, yeah, let's get another warm-up set. And I was like, for sure. And then Water goes, set time.
Yeah, I didn't need another warm up. I was ready to go. I was like, no more sets. I know they want to start their set. I mean, they want to keep warming up. I'm going to just start.
Nah. But you started with 35s. You went from a warm-up with a 25, threw it up like it was nothing, goes, all right, heavy, 35.
Exactly. It's heavy.
Gabe, we're doing heavy 5. And when I say heavy 5, I mean heavy 4 with a spotted on the 5th rep. Like maximal effort heavy 5. This man grabs the 35s.
I was struggling.
No,
I was
you
struggling
weren't.
to get it up.
You went up to 7.
I kept going.
Jose, I mean, not Jose. Why do you bench more than Jose?
No, I don't.
At least the same.
Yeah. No.
No, more, because Eduardo got a new max last time.
What'd he get?
Jose hasn't been maxing.
I thought Jose got 185.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's like 2 months ago. We haven't been maxing for the past 2 months.
What did Water get?
I
185?
got the same.
195.
Thing. 95.
Ooh.
Damn, you popped off.
I didn't know that.
Low key.
Oh, no, it
That's
was
how much-
185. You're
Okay.
right.
Yeah, I was like 180. But
It's the same, though, but you
Still.
weigh like 80 pounds less than Jose
You know I weigh 195?
right now.
I could bench.
I've lost 35 pounds.
You have to match my weight class.
Yeah, I do got to
When
match
are we
weight
doing
class.
that too?
Summer.
Summer? Okay.
I thought it was January.
'Cause I got-
January?
You said January.
I never said January.
When it got brought up in June, you said January. You said, I said, I'll be
never
ready by
would've said
January.
No.
You said January, maybe February. I said, all right, we'll see.
I never
So
said that.
summer? Because I have
Summer,
to have
yeah.
to match Jose.
I don't know. We'll see.
All you gotta do
No.
is eat. You guys can be in the middle.
You and I are.
You think Jose's going to cut?
That's why I said. That's why I
he's
said I have
supposed
to.
Okay, this man really says I can't bulk. And I said, why not? And he goes, I'm broke. Stop eating out. I said, go buy you 50 pounds of ground beef and make you some ground beef. And he's like, nah.
Definitely doesn't help you spend $60 in 2 days because of
What'd you
Mr.
do?
Beast Burger.
Oh,
You bought the Mr.
not the Mr. Beast burger.
Whenever he orders Mr. Beast Burger, it's $30 a meal, and he gets it like
Yours-
twice a week. So that's $60 in just 2
I've
days.
ordered
Jose,
it
that's
twice.
$60. That $60
I've
can buy
ordered
you
it
like probably
twice.
12 pounds of
Yeah,
ground
in
beef.
1 week.
No.
Once it's
Yes, it
time to
was.
cut,
No, it wasn't.
It was
all
in
I
a
got
7-day
is chicken and
span.
broccoli to look
Yes, it
forward
was.
Two
Yes,
pounds
it
of
was.
to. 2 pounds of meat.
2 pounds of meat only every day.
Right.
You're gonna be shitting like crazy.
Great.
Bro.
Hey man.
Hey, I work for Joe Rogan, the carnivore diet.
Joe Rogan?
Yeah, he's on the carnivore diet. He's been on it for like I think a year and a half now.
I don't believe it.
Straight protein.
I mean, I believe it. That man drinks nothing. He if it's not water or alcohol, he's drinking energy drinks, which is fine.
Did you say
And then-
meat?
Meat.
He's drinking meat?
Yeah, you blend it.
Go ahead and go make you a burger shake. See how that goes.
Oh,
again.
you already know.
Hey,
how
we
that
made
goes.
that. Yes, sir.
Go
It's
make
not
you another
good.
one. Go see how it goes.
Okay.
But no ice cream.
If they let. Okay.
Well, we could go back to our Sonic stories.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
let me go
like
back.
you said that the purpose of this episode was talking about a tangent. That's like what?
That's an
That's like
hour-long
30 minutes
tangent.
almost.
That was 2
Yeah.
hours.
No, that was like a good 20 minutes.
Why'd you throw that
Yeah.
at me?
I didn't want it.
Okay.
It's yours.
It's not mine.
This is where you were sitting.
No, I was sitting right there.
Okay. We did used to make shakes all the time at Sonic. Those were fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the.
What
Jiggy
was the
chicken.
first? Was Burger Shake the first one?
Nah, it was the jiggy.
I thought it was the
chicken.
hot dog shake. Oh no, because I was there for that. Never mind.
No,
Jose, it was
it
Burger
the-
Shake, right? Burger Shake was first, yeah,
I
because it
thought
was
it was
just
the
me and
chicken
Jose.
shake.
No, that was later.
I
Are
think
you talking
it's-
about like?
I was there for chicken shake.
Yeah, it was
and I missed
later.
on the. I think the first 2 shakes y'all made.
So Burger Shake is definitely first. I think hot dog might be next, maybe. Do you remember the other shakes we made?
Did we do corn dog?
Corn dog, we did do a corn dog shake.
I
It
was
was
there for that
Burger
one.
Shake because you and I went to the other Sonic. And we
Mhm.
said, "Can we get a burger shake?" He said, "You can get a burger and a shake." I said, "No, I want the burger in the shake." And he's like, "Because we had the headsets that if you don't push the button, you could talk and they won't hear you. But they had the boxes, so it was always on." And we heard this dude start busting out laughing. He's like, "I'm gonna talk to my manager." And his manager pulls up, and it was a girl. And you know how girl managers are.
True.
Not name dropping names. You know girl managers are. But
Crazy. Keep going.
Supposed to keep talking.
You're supposed to keep talking.
I did not say anything. That was not me.
She doesn't even listen to the podcast.
Probably not. Even though I told her to, she's like, "Yeah, we'll see."
Don't worry
I'm like,
about it,
I was like, "You
Gracie.
ain't even gotta watch it. Just throw it on."
We do
Like,
not mean anything we say to you, Gracie.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, she's fine. Anyways, and she was like, "No, you can't do it." Blah 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 blah. Blah. And then the other manager, probably black, pulls up and he's like, "What you want?"
Probably.
And I was like, "I
'Cause the
want
way he
like
talked.
a burger, like cut like a quarter of it out, put it into a shake, blend it." And he's like, you could hear him. He busted out like deep belly gut laughing at this. And he's like, "I can't do that, man. I can't do that." And I was like, "Are you sure? You sure you can't do that?" And he was like, "Yeah, man, I can't do that." And that was good though.
It was.
That was funny. That was hilarious. Even though we're the superior Sonic, that's why we did it.
True.
Under
We truly
like-
were the best Sonic in our town.
Amanda even said it.
Probably. I don't know.
No,
I mean,
I
like
didn't
rating wise, we're not, but like actuality, we are.
No, we were the realists. If someone pulled up like at night and was like, "Yo, can we get a burger shake?"
I'm making it.
I got you. I got you. What you
Okay,
want in the
hey, yo,
burger?
you
What
need
Like,
want in the burger?
unfortunately, you're paying for the whole burger and the shake, but like you're getting what you asked for at
You're
least.
getting the burger shake.
Yeah.
I can't guarantee it's gonna be good, but you're gonna get the burger shake. You
I
have to
guarantee
pick-
it's burger
Pick your
shake.
toppings.
You want it? I got
You
you.
can get a
Gee,
condiment. You can get some vegetables. You can add meat,
Chili?
chili,
Chili?
hot
Maybe,
dogs.
maybe you're a menace.
Fuck,
maybe
I'll go
you're
get
a
a
menace.
cup. Get some of the grease out if you want. I don't know what you
You
want.
want the
Whatever you
full
want.
burger experience?
I
How
can
much is-
scrape the grill. Put some of that scrape in there.
True.
Whatever you want to do.
True.
That's all
That's
you,
what you
bro.
want.
That's all you.
I know, like one of also we had like some couple
Oh,
special
wow.
guests on it when
I
we were
just-
getting those drinks.
Huh.
I just got a memory for one of the shakes we made.
Oh shit! Which
Let's
one
see
is
what this
that?
one is. Let's see. Oh, peanut butter jelly shake.
God, those peanut butter jellies just make slap, bro.
True.
The Sonic bread's good for peanut butter jellies.
It's so, especially when you toast it.
Isn't it just toast bread?
Yeah.
Toast bread.
It's Texas toast bread.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
can add like butter to it, butter the toast, and then I used to toast it on the grill, not the drop down because the drop down always burned it.
True.
So I throw it on the grill and
yeah.
and then put some double stack PB and J.
Because that was a good shake, honestly. That was one of the better shakes y'all
Well,
made.
it makes sense. It's peanut butter
It's a
and
peanut
jelly,
butter and
of
jelly.
course.
It's hard to miss a peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, that's like because people actually make peanut butter shakes. All you're doing is adding jelly to it.
I mean, I've even had peanut butter jelly
Blast?
sodas. They're pretty
Oh.
good.
No, I thought you were gonna say Stanley.
Ew. That one actually doesn't even sound
there's
good.
a brand called
Is it the one soda that just like makes like different
Yeah,
soda?
No, I'm talking about Bucked Up. They have a peanut butter and jelly pre-workout,
Mm.
which apparently tastes exactly like peanut butter and jelly.
No shot.
I know 3 people that drank it, and they said it tastes exactly like. They said like not even like, oh, this tastes like this because it's actually shit, but it tastes close enough. No, like they said exactly like peanut butter and jelly. They
Have
also
you
have
tried
a
it?
sour gummy worm one,
Ooh.
which I've had before. It was after a game because we'd have game days on Friday for football, and then Saturday because it'd be Friday night, and Saturday morning we come do like a workout, kind of like just to. It's like a light workout to kind of like get the muscles loose and stuff like that. And if you're injured, you can go to the trainers and whatnot. And this guy Cody, who had a sour gummy worm, he had the sour green apple gummy worm.
Ooh.
Green apple.
He let me
flavor-
get half. I
like-
was like, "You are a real one."
I
for
feel
this
like
one.
green apple flavored anything kind of goes hard.
Green apple slaps, bro.
Like
True.
anything flavored green
I'm
apple
glad
is really good.
I'm not glad. I'm mad we got rid of it at Sonic.
What?
It
Green
was the
apple.
best flavor. 'Cause
Yeah.
we got rid of green
And
apple
watermelon.
and watermelon at the same time.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Y'all just want to lose business at this
I
point.
never had it. So
Yeah,
Bro,
because you left. You weren't.
I wasn't the
working
biggest
at
fan of watermelon, but a watermelon nerd slush every time.
When I-
It
Honestly,
hits.
the
It
watermelon
hits.
cream slush is hit too.
True.
Oh my gosh! And I'd always get the green apple.
you know what we did have though that came back? Green apple bursting boba.
That's not the
Sonic?
same thing.
Mm-mm.
I don't want no balls busting in my mouth when I'm going to Sonic. I'm
Boba's
just saying.
disgusting. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah, it was gross.
Like actual boba, disgusting.
Sonic's suspect for making that the name of that that drink.
Bursting boba.
Burst boba. Hey, let me suck up some balls and get them burst.
And also,
in
it
my
never
mouth.
makes sense either because it can be like put
Out of
into, like-
context, Tyler. I can use that again.
It can
Hey,
be
don't clip that. Don't clip that. I'm talking about boba.
Hey,
Talking about
yo,
boba.
Chad, don't clip
Hey,
that.
30 seconds each way.
Don't clip.
30 seconds each way.
Because it'd be put into cherry limeade, which doesn't make sense because like
Speaking of,
the straw
pretty
would
much
be-
any limeade you made at Sonic hit.
Blackberry. Golden.
Speaking of the man, the myth, the legend, Trevor.
True.
Bro, this man would whip up the craziest concoctions in the front and the back, quite frankly,
craziest.
and he would pop off.
I saw.
He taught me how to make the raspberry and blackberry limeades.
I don't.
That's just a limeade with raspberry and blackberry, Tyler.
Yeah, that's just.
But there's a certain ratio. Because like
that's just cherry.
he taught me a
Sprite.
ratio, and then I adapted it to my own ratio, and I started like mixing flavors and stuff. And before we got rid of green apple, I had a green apple. I think I used raspberry and cherry limeade.
I remember actually.
That was so good.
I remember one day there was a cherry cream slush when I was first starting, right? And I was like, and I asked Gabe because Gabe was my trainer. I was like, "What is this?" He's like, "Oh, it's a grape slush. You should try it. They're really good." And I tried it, right? It was, to be fair, it was where it is for like a good 15
I mean, it's
minutes.
artificial grape, but I mean, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
No, but like the
And it's
shake was
free.
just there, right? It was just chilling for a long time, and I was like, oh, I'll give it a try. Like a minute after I finish it, our GM is like, "Has anyone seen a grape slush, cherry cream slush?" Stall 15 is saying they're missing a grape cream slush. We were like, nah.
That's
I was like, nah, I don't know what happened to me. And she's like, okay, do you know how to make one? And I was like, no. She's like, all
Always
right, Gabe,
lying.
go. All right, Gabe, can you make a grape cream slush?
Look at his face.
That's what I
That's
got.
the vice of a criminal.
What's up? Is that
me?
Yeah.
the grape pea slush?
No.
it's
Oh, I thought you put up perfect timing. Like speaking of,
Speaking of the grape
No,
cream slush.
that was his
Is that
like
the bee
af-
sugar?
Yeah, that was the bee sugar. That was his like post nut clarity of eating the bee sugar. You actually did think it was goated
I
at the
did.
time.
I really did. I was like, yo, this is good, even though it's just a burger.
What's
It's just
inverted?
Inverted.
Yeah.
It's just a double cheeseburger, I believe. Because it had
Let's
double
see.
cheese and double meat. Like one bread in the middle.
Yeah.
like a Big Mac.
No, it's only one meat.
That's only one meat.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a Big Mac with one meat.
And then for your dessert, you got a gummy bear blast.
Bro.
We made some concoctions that were not on the menu.
The problem with the gummy bears though is they get so hard. Like they get like
Mm-hmm.
really stiff.
That's why I was trying to like
Yeah.
have them like.
Like they get really rubbery, and it's like I don't.
Yeah, it gets a hassle to try and make them into anything.
Yeah,
That's
you
why
might
I
have
just
to
kinda
like
use them as toppings.
partially melt them,
Yeah,
get them
but they
squishy,
don't,
and then
'cause
throw them in. But then they'd harden up. I don't know.
Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. That was actually that's this month, wasn't it? Close to
This
December because I'm
month.
wearing my Christmas
Yeah.
sweatpants.
Yeah. Bro, every time I find a video of you at Sonic, you just look so raggedy.
Eduardo had one fit.
Yeah.
He even
My-
wore that
my
fit so
work?
much he
You
wore
mean
it
my-
outside of work.
No,
You mean my
you
uniform?
you always look disheveled. You look like you're scrounging for food.
Always had one.
Every
fit.
time
mean
you're
my
eating, you look
uniform?
like you're
My
starving.
work uniform?
No, once you started working at Sonic, you had one fit, and that fit was Sonic. And I'm not talking about like just at work. You had one fit. You would go home, put on a sweatshirt, still have your Sonic socks.
That is
shoes,
true.
And pants. Sometimes you even have your hat on still. You're like, oh, I gotta take this off, right?
Yeah.
That would be your fit
Okay.
for the day.
I
You really wore it. You wore it on an 8-hour shift and said, you know, this is good for the rest of the day. You wore it outside of Sonic
You
for
did
the
do
rest
that
of
a
the
lot.
day. If anything, you changed your shirt.
I wasn't going anywhere. What was I supposed to?
We would be going somewhere.
Yeah,
I would pick
yeah.
you up from your house and we'd be going somewhere to eat. And you're like, I'm gonna go to this fine establishment wearing my Sonic clothes.
I just got off.
That's
work.
what they want to see. The ladies want to see the Sonic Man pull up.
Bro, I almost got off work. I didn't have
Go to
bitches on.
IHOP. Like,
Yes.
ooh, the Sonic Man's here.
I didn't have
Like,
bitches on my
ooh.
mind. I had the grind.
You didn't even make that much money.
You're right. I
You didn't make
Because you're
anybody.
lazy. You were making
That's
car
not
hot
true.
pay, not
Yeah.
making food out.
True.
You,
had
you
no
were car
grind.
hot- At least like when Gabe was there, he'd be making fountain pay, not taking food out, but you get more money an hour. You got car hot pay, not getting tips because you're not taking food out.
I did good. I did good.
Did I?
Oh my god. You're just scrolling through memories during
Yeah.
the podcast.
I was trying to find what other concoctions we made.
Oh, okay. I remember because after Gabe left, they actually made me do my job.
Oh no.
I know,
Oh,
right?
no.
I have to do my job.
My job.
They're
They made me
menaces
do
for
it.
that.
Hey, there they are.
Yeah, they're really fake for that one. not
They
gonna
had
lie.
someone else who was competent with their job. I don't know why they wanted me to do it.
You know what's fake?
What?
When Breaking Benjamin pulled up,
Facts. Facts.
and Amanda looked me in the eye and said, "Nah, you gotta work." And I said, "I got someone to cover my shift."
I thought it was with Jose.
It was,
It's
both
both of
all
us.
three
Oh,
of us,
y'all,
really.
yeah.
Yeah, because I said why? She goes, "Cause I'm going to the concert."
Look, okay.
And I said, "What?"
To make it
both go
worse,
to the concert.
It was Breaking Benjamin and 3 Days Grace.
Yes, and then it was
Same concert.
and it was someone else, but it was Breaking Benjamin. and 3
Irrelevant
Days
though,
Grace.
yeah.
Same concert. And Amanda's like, "But I'm going." And what you know what she did? She showed up and she got drunk within 10 minutes. I'm like, "You didn't even remember that. This would last. This memory will last my whole life."
True.
But
I
now
got the
it's
two
this
goats
memory that's
pulling up.
compared to.
No, I gotta work at Sonic.
Instead, you got a different memory that.
But I was like,
came with you.
why can't I? She goes, "Well, no one can cover your shift." I was like, "I called Luis. He said he got it because I covered his shift last week or whatever." And she's like, "All right, look, I'm going to the concert and you're not going to the concert." I said, "Oh, the truth comes out."
the truth comes out now.
Speaking of, the Juice concert, where she
True.
also wouldn't let me go.
You want-
She's
Now,
like,
you
"No,
know
you
what?
gotta work."
That's now you'll never get to see him.
No, I never see Juice.
I never got to see
I never see
Juice.
Juice. That was prime time. You and Luis. And
Yeah, it was
Danny,
before he was
remember
popular.
Devin hit in the face with a Cliff Bar.
Yeah.
bro, that was prime time.
It was,
Wait, who got hit in the face
it was
with a Clif Bar?
underrated Juice WRLD before he was big.
We got hit with a Cliff Bar.
Devin.
Oh.
You got hit in the face with a Cliff
We
Bar.
were. I was making my way to the mosh pit, and then dude was like, "Yo, watch out!" And I was like, "All right, weave game." I saw a Cliff Bar walk right by me, hit Devin straight in his
Were you
giant
like,
nose.
Were you like turning your head as you saw the Cliff Bar?
Yes, like,
You made
well, like,
You know, like that scene
like
in
I'm
Spider-Man.
it's not as cool as you think. I didn't like weave it like that. I just sidestepped and I saw it fly.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be like, you know, the scene in the first Spider-Man.
No,
where, like,
no, not like
when
that.
Peter dodges like the first punch. He's just watching it.
No,
thought
I
that's
didn't
what
move
you were
just
doing.
my face. I moved the whole body.
I thought that's what you were doing. You're like, whoa.
Because look, in my mind, he just said move. I was like, oh, someone's coming. I didn't think Cliff Bar coming face direction.
Also, we went to Port Aransas. I told her a month in advance when we started planning that trip.
Yeah.
I said, "Look, I'm gonna need these days off.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be back in a week, whatever." She goes, "All right, cool." And then she finds out that you and Gracie were going. She's like, "All right, no, you can't go." And I'm like, "Really?" Put my 2 weeks in. She's like, "What?" And I was like, "What am I 2 weeks in?" She's like, "No."
No,
I'm
you
like,
can't do
no,
that.
you can't say no.
I can't put my 2 weeks in. She goes, look.
That's cheating.
We're low on cooks. We really need you. We need because at that point I was working probably 45, 50 hours a week. And she's like, we really need you because you're our nighttime cook. You're our closer. We need you. I said, I'm going on vacation. She's like, I can't do that. I said, all right, put my 2 weeks in. And then the whole time during that 2 weeks, she's salty over here being salty. I was like, 3 days grace, Breaking Benjamin.
You've done me dirty
You've done me dirty too many times. Then you had the gall to say I can't get the 1 week off. I'm a high school student. I can't get 1 week off to go on vacation.
I remember because
that was our graduation thing too, because I was right after graduation.
Because I was still working at Roadhouse at the time. I remember I had the same thing. I had told my manager like in advance, and I reminded them like the week before I was leaving, and my manager he goes, oh yeah, okay, cool. I go leave for the vacation. I got a message from my manager being like, hey, where you at? You didn't say you were leaving. I was like, the hell you mean I didn't tell you I was leaving? I reminded you the week before, and I made these plans 2 months in advance. He goes, hey man, you didn't call in and remind me. And I was like, you want me to remind you the day of?
Hey yo, just let you know I'm heading out for a week.
Like, hey yo, don't forget, I'm leaving.
Some managers just don't care.
Yeah,
They don't
they're
care
weird.
until you're gone, and they're like, bro, why you?
Oh, we
like
need
this?
you. Yeah.
We need you. If you needed me, then why was I the lowest paid cook?
True.
Let's be real. I saw the steaks. I saw the stubs. Why am I the lowest cook?
I'm just saying, if y'all needed me, why was I not paid more? I should have been paid more.
I'm making $1.50 less than the guy I trained.
True.
I trained a guy who made $1.50 more than me. Oh, we don't discuss wages at work. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why because you don't want people saying, "Oh, wait, I'm getting paid way less, but I do more." That's what it really is. That's what I learned the lesson.
To be fair,
Yeah, but also there's people who have a higher view of themselves than they actually are. There's people who are like sucking at their job, but they're like, I'm good as him.
But if
no,
I'm
you're not.
training the guy that's making $1.50 more than me, that's kind of sus.
One of the car hops, she kept wanting to get a raise, right? And around the time she went to
Keep talking.
She went to I am talking.
That doesn't concern
Shut
you.
up. I went to she went to our GM. She's like, listen, I need a raise. Blah blah blah. I'm good at the job, right?
It doesn't concern you. Keep talking. Finish your story.
And then our GM tells her, she's like, all right, we'll think about it. We'll try. A day later, they go like, hey, Amanda wants to talk to you. And I was like, fuck, I'm gonna get fired for not doing my job.
You caught me.
Because you didn't do your job.
You caught me.
Oh no, they're gonna fire me for not doing my job.
I can't believe. How could they?
That's like Jose. They're gonna find you in the bathroom one day and be like, yo, what you did?
They're gonna go to the bathroom, see you sleeping in there.
They're like, but as you see,
That'd be kind of sus. I'll be like, why'd you open the
Jose's
stall?
Jose's gonna be asleep. His
Bro, you're
foreman
gonna
is gonna
wake
pull
up
up,
and your
open
GM
the stall, and be like, my boy. He's like,
What if you wake up and like your higher up is just standing in front of you
They won't.
in the stall?
That's whack.
It's like,
That's whack. I'm like, what are you doing in
oh,
here?
you just in the bathroom, I fell asleep with your pants up?
Anyway, so what
I
was
can't sleep
happening?
with my pants down.
Amanda pulls me outside and she's like, you know why you're here? And I'm like, because I do my job. Because I do my best. I've been doing everything since game left. That's not at all what happened.
You're
you just
fine.
talk about how you kill people.
It's because my buddies that I hide. No, but there was what it was like. They say, hey, Amanda wants to go talk to you. I was like, okay. So I go out there and she's like, you know why you're here? And I'm like, nope. And she goes, all right, so we're thinking about giving you a 75-cent raise. I was like, let's fucking go.
That's all it was.
75 cents?
At least you got a raise. I never got a raise.
I guess.
Yeah, and
I
it was
started
funny.
$9 an hour and I stayed $9
You know
an
what was
hour.
funny? Because you know how I was a fountain now, so it was crew instead of car hop. Same girl that was asking for a raise sees me clock in. She goes, why does it say crew next to your name? And I was like, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
man. That's crazy.
You know who was underpaid?
Me?
Trevor.
Oh.
Trevor was making
I
the same
was.
as me. We were both making $9 an hour.
Yeah.
Actually, he might have been making $9.15, but I was like, bro, you're criminally underpaid.
Dude, I like.
Oh, the thing is, Trevor was underpaid by choice because I've been there on multiple shifts where Amanda said, "You sure you don't want to raise?" Trevor said, "Nah, I like being underpaid. It fuels my fire."
What the fuck?
No, okay, this guy, when we get busy, so I'd say the
wait,
three
you
best,
tell me all the time
three
what he
best
does.
nighttime cooks would be me, Danny, and Trevor. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Like best nighttime cooks, right? So us three would all be on a shift together, and then it would get like full screen orders onto a second page of orders, busy, stacked. This man Trevor would go, "I got this," and tells Danny and I to go in the back, go do some dishes, go start doing floors. He would take his phone out. He had wireless earbuds. Take his phone out, put on the Naruto Sasuke Final Valley fight, sling it into the prince, like the shelves underneath the Prince Castle. It would land screen facing out. Don't know how. You've seen this before. He would
He's done
sling
it multiple times.
across the kitchen, sling it, and he'd go and land screen facing out. He'd watch like about 2 seconds and he'd be like, "All right, let's go." And then he starts just, and he would have like every single basket in the fryer down, the entire grill full of meat, hot dog roller full of hot dogs. He'd go in the front, make drinks, bag, throw them out on the trays, come back, flip burgers, go in the front, start making shakes, go out back, start bagging. He's like, "All right, I need wings." It's like, he's like, "All right, wings out." This man, he was a monster.
He was truly.
In the kitchen.
Yeah, and then after that kind of stuff, he'd be like, "All right, good warm up," and start doing push-ups. He would drop down on the dirty Sonic floor, full of water, and start doing fucking push-ups. He's like, "That's the shit right there." It's like, "Danny, you suck at floors." He grabbed the hose, like,
He did that a lot. He said, "You guys all
he'd
suck
go
at
like
floors."
this, and he'd be like this, like, and he's like this. He goes, pulls the fryer out, and he's like.
He almost died.
You know that
climb up on the
Yeah.
That's funny.
He was doing acrobatics.
You know that
this man was
you know that TikTok sound of Doja Cat?
Yeah.
Which one?
It's like, stop being a.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And just starts playing her song.
I mean, I was gonna add on to what I was saying beforehand, but I feel like I can't. Nothing can beat Trevor.
Trevor was a monster.
He was. What are you doing, Jose?
Well, the thing was,
Oh, okay.
I never had a problem with how much I was being paid because I knew I was being the least paid car hop in the mornings,
True.
which I didn't have a problem with because compared to the two other people that were working there, I was like,
Yeah.
of course I'm gonna be
Obviously,
paid
Fodder.
less.
He was bottom feeder.
Yeah, but as long as I was being paid more than the afternoon car hops, that's all I cared about because they suck.
Yeah.
Like bad, except for one girl, but she was also being underpaid.
Oh, you talking about? Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
True.
I don't think so. I worked with her. She's good, but she's as good as a normal car hop should be. I think your views are skewed by how bad the car hops
Exactly.
are. She's what a normal car hop
That's the
should be.
situation, huh?
That's what a regular car hop should be. She shouldn't be paid
Exactly.
higher
You
than
see what I
that.
mean? Like that's how bad they suck.
Yeah,
Seriously?
they suck so bad. She's the cousin of one of the other managers.
Oh, I
You know
got
the one
you,
that
I
I
got
got in
you.
trouble
Yeah.
with because
I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
I brought her an
you just keep
entanglement.
talking. I said I got you. Sorry.
Yeah, but like she's like average car hop level, but because everyone else sucks, it's like, oh, she should get paid more. But realistically, she shouldn't. She's not
Maybe
doing
that's why I
anything
thought I was a
different.
good cook because everyone else just trash.
Maybe.
Because like there
You
was
were
some
no Trevor.
trash coming through. I was not Trevor or Jolisa.
True.
She's a slow burn, bro. I don't know how she got orders.
Julissa
out.
built different. I don't know somehow.
She would move like Trevor
Walks.
was like hyper speed,
Yeah.
doing backflips. Not really, but like basically doing backflips in the kitchen, doing shit. And he still was like, "Hey, props to Jolisa. She better than me."
Yeah.
And Jolisa would just walk.
She
would just
does.
walk.
Dude,
and
I
get
know,
everything
Because
done.
I work
the
with
way Trevor
Julissa.
explained it, he said she's slow, but she's efficient. Every step counts.
Like she's
quick and
min max.
nimble, bro.
She's min max Sonic. She'll
Yes.
have onion rings cycling through, getting breaded. She's like, and then she'll grab a stack of meat, perfectly laid out,
Yeah.
everything. And then she's like, right? She'll rip open a bag, spread it across 4
Dude, I
fryers.
know. I work. I'm always like looking in the back because when I'm not doing my job, I just stare at people. So I just was looking at Julissa. No, I was looking at Julissa and I was like, yo, that's efficient back there.
She also never
Especially
timed
on
anything.
corn
Yeah.
dogs.
She had a perfect timer in her head. She
Oh, yeah.
never timed anything.
Seriously?
She
Unless
never
she's
timed
in rushes with other people, then she would. But if she's alone, she doesn't.
Yeah, when she was with me, she'd throw timers on and she said, when that's done,
Dude, I don't remember.
flip it.
Maybe
But
that's
she
how-
had a perfect
I never
timer.
remember ever like a timer now that I think about it with Julissa when she's in the back by herself.
Right? Yeah, because you see her alone. Yeah, she doesn't eat it.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I know.
She's like, it's time.
I mean, you think about it, she's worked at Sonic longer than we've been alive.
Yeah.
So
True.
that's her life.
Especially
basically.
it's
She
funny
was
because
a
I'll see
god,
her like
bro.
I'll
She
see her
was-
like bag as well, and I'm like, who's in the kitchen? No one's in the kitchen. She's like,
Oh no, because it's cooking.
she's like,
it's coming.
settle down, child. You don't understand what goes on back there. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, it's like no man's land over there for me. And then there's be days where I just see Gabe back there. I'm like,
hey, she's just chilling.
I can't do everything.
You're no
remember those classic taste check?
True. There's a reason I was the highest paid in Sonic. I was good.
What you know about taste check? I don't know about taste check. Jose, what you know about taste check?
Yeah, I know all about taste.
I know, like after
Who invented that? Because we just started doing that. We're just like, yeah, this
Trevor.
Trevor? Yeah, it makes sense.
I was gonna say like
He'd pull up. He's like, yeah, what's up? Popcorn chicken? Yeah. He pulls it out. He's like, if you had to pick one, what would you pick? And I was like, I mean, this side looks fresh. He said, yeah, that side's old. This side's fresh. I picked a fat, juicy one. He goes, he goes, watch this. And he grabs one, puts it back, and he makes me grab one. He gets the ketchup. He's like, taste check, and pops it in his mouth. He's like, tastes pretty fresh, Amanda. She's like, thank you, Trevor. Good thing. I want to make sure it's fresh. And I was like, this man's like he's hacking life right now. Gabe and I would go back there and be like, oh, taste check.
Yeah, we did it way too often, man. It's like, you're not even taste checking. You're just hungry.
It's
I'm like,
funny
true.
because I remember,
it
I
tastes good though.
Yeah, I never even thought about going into back and just grab food until I saw you guys do it. And I was like, what the fuck?
We can do that.
Oh, especially when you get the fresh fries, and I salt the shit out of them.
Dude,
those
yeah,
fries and those tots.
I remember I was caught one day. I was just like grabbing chicken
Being fat. You're like, I'm making up fat.
Amanda turns around. She's like, what are you doing? I go, I put it in my mouth. I go, nothing. I just put it back. She's like, no, you can't do that. I'm like, do what?
I remember one time Amanda got mad at me because it was I was closing with Amanda. I think it was when Jose might have been there because she was training you to be a manager at the time.
Ooh.
And
Worst.
who was in the front? Maybe like either I don't think it was you, but I think it was Victoria. And I was back there, and she said, "How many big meats are waste?" And I said, 2. Can I have them? I was gonna make a burger because they were fresh. Because we had some guy come in and he ordered 6 burgers, 6 doubles, and he's like, "Never mind, I don't want one of them. I just need 5." So I had extra meat, right? Because at that time at night when you're closing, it's all make to order. You don't over make, right? And I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and make a burger. She said, no, you have to waste it. And I said, yeah, just mark it down on waste and I'll make the burger. She goes, well, I'm gonna bring you up for it. And I was like, you're gonna throw it away. Why can't I not just have the burger?
That's what I did too.
And she's like,
a couple times I would.
So then I just learned, just make food, throw it in the back so no one can see it, and then just hide it in your pocket when you walk out.
Well, eventually, at one point, Amanda just stopped caring.
It's true,
it was
yeah.
earlier into your guys' career, she started caring more, but eventually she stopped caring.
Yeah, because when I would close occasionally, we were throwing away the food, and I'd just be like, "Oh, Amanda, let me grab some," and I just like eat it. She'd be like, she just look at me when I'm eating it. And I was like, "That's not a problem."
You know what the worst is though? Someone pulls up 5 minutes before close. Let me get a family, or what's it called, a family
Chicken dinner.
Chicken dinner. Yeah.
Family.
Like, I gotta make gravy
Yeah,
now.
actually,
True.
I remember,
Because I remember I'd be on the headset. I'd be like, we are currently out of gravy. Would you like a substitute? No, I need gravy.
we're out of gravy.
I'm gonna go over to the tea and I'm like,
True.
and I gotta like get the powder. And I'm like,
I remember actually, whenever I would close with Gracie, right? She'd always be like, I gotta tell him to leave. I was like, can I do it? Can I? I always loved getting a kick.
leave.
I got a kick from telling people to leave. I remember it's like, we're closed. Be like,
That's it.
yeah, I love telling people we're closed because they get off.
No, I loved our Sundays when we close like 30 minutes early, but
actually,
stay clocked in
just
for an
remember
hour and a half.
True.
I remember
Because like our method was because we closed at like this might have been when we closed at 12 actually.
Yeah, I think it was.
We closed at 12, but realistically 11:30 we were closed. We turned off the lights, everything. We're closed, but we chill and talk for 30 minutes. Then 12 hits, I'm like, okay, now we actually start closing. We do all the closing, and then we're finishing like 20 minutes.
We would close slow as hell. If it wasn't with these two, then I would in and out at exactly closing time. As soon as it closed,
True.
clock out, I'm out.
Yeah.
These two.
We're taking our time.
It's like,
Chilling.
We're
oh,
chilling.
man, this grill is really dirty. I gotta scrub it.
I
Hey,
remember-
Gabe, go check out this grill, bro. It's dirty.
Well, I would only go slow if I was with Amanda. But if I'm with Jose, I mean, I'll go fast and then just talk.
Yeah.
But if
Because-
I'm with Amanda, I can't just talk. She'd make me clock
No,
out.
I always went slow because closing the kitchen, it takes a while if you go too
Yeah, it
slow.
takes a while.
So I would go slow, but I would start closing early. So I'd start closing 45-ish minutes early, and then it would take about 45 minutes to close, and then.
yeah.
But I'd speed it up if we were not talking. I'd be like,
yeah.
all right, I'm out.
Same. I remember Amanda got mad at Jose Jr. one day because he made so much popcorn chicken.
What's your son?
Yeah.
Go on.
No,
Your doppelganger.
not even your doppelganger.
Go on.
Yeah, you know him, right?
You want me to name him? Drop him?
Just
You know
go
what I'm
on.
talking about?
The podcaster listeners can't see it, but Jose is crying.
What?
A tear fell down his face when he said, "Go on."
You got degenerate 1, degenerate 2.
Yeah. No, they're just equally.
No, but like 1.
No, I got it.
Yeah, like
Anyway,
one
so he
thing.
made so much pop because Amanda was like, "We need small popcorn chicken." You know how he is. He's like, "Fuck," right?
True.
He
He tries to copy Danny so much.
That's annoying.
When Danny did it, it was funny.
Well, it was realistic. Danny actually does have anger problems a bit, but
Yeah,
like Adon's
and
just like,
Danny
oh, everyone
wouldn't
loves
say it-
Danny.
Danny wouldn't say it when a small popcorn because sometimes at Sonic, nothing will come up for like 30 minutes. So you're just sitting there, and you're staring at the screen, and all of a sudden it's like 6 orders, and you're like, "Fuck, man!" Because it's like, where did it come from? You have one person taking speaker, all of a sudden 6 orders pop up. You're like,
How'd you do that?
"How?"
Yeah,
not good.
Anyways, continue.
it was funny.
You got 2,
She's
3
like,
at the same time.
we need a small popcorn chicken. You know how he is. He's like, "Fuck, I hate this job." I'd be like, "All right, calm down."
Dude, shut up.
He's like, "I get it, Jose." And then he's,
Bro, Eduardo, keep talking.
That does not concern you.
Dude,
It
I-
doesn't.
it's happening
Stop
behind me.
looking.
Gabe, where do I look when I'm telling my story? Straight ahead. The mic.
I get
Exactly.
Look ahead of me.
And then so Amanda's like, "What do you?" Adon leaves, right? Because he finished working. He's like,
Oh, you're just gonna drop his name now?
"You did it first."
No, I
I
didn't.
called
No,
him
you
Jose Jr.
Yeah, I called him Jose Jr. too.
Anyways, so then I'm still closing, and Amanda's like, "I made so much popcorn chicken, all this to go to waste." I was like,
I'll eat it.
"I'll eat it," and she goes, "No."
And then she throws it in the waste bucket.
Yeah, I'm
It's
like,
now you put it in that dirty waste bucket. No, I can't eat it.
to be fair, one day I did.
could, but was that waste bucket?
I remember trying to learn how to do shit. It was like
Easiest thing. Don't
Bro,
look at that.
stop
Finish
looking.
your
It doesn't
story.
concern you,
Finish your
Eduardo.
story for once.
Bro, stop looking.
He's giving the cat
Talk
a
to
treat.
the mic.
He is
Talk
giving
to the
the
mic,
cat a
Eduardo.
treat.
To the mic. Okay.
Is she saying, Eduardo, look at me? No, she's not.
I don't know. I don't speak cat.
She's not speaking at all.
Yes, she did.
He's literally petting her and giving her a treat.
She's like, yeah.
Man, finish your
What
story.
was I talking about?
See, this is why you stop getting distracted. No one knows
Popcorn
what you were
chicken,
talking about.
Amanda.
I already finished that story.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You said I'm gonna take it. You should like, and you're like, oh, so that I said.
Yes.
So I was like, why? You're just gonna throw it away? He's like, because it's waste. I was like, but I can still eat it. It's still warm. At that point, no, because it was already in the bin.
Yeah.
I was just asking questions at that point. I was like, why? It's still good. She's like, it's waste. And I was like, what's wrong if you get it wrong? Then it's wrong on the clipboard.
You don't have to get it wrong, just because it's all going in the trash anyways.
Mhm.
Because it's just a waste bucket, so you can count it later, and you just throw it in the trash. We take the trash out.
Mhm.
Like, I could eat it. Just say that. Put down however much I ate on the waste sheet, because it's going to waste anyways. I'll eat it. We're both happy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I just can't do that. No, you don't want to.
No.
For some
get it.
reason, it doesn't. It no skin off your back.
What?
That's why I got to the point where I was like, she's like waste, and I'm like, all right, like 3 big meats, and then yeah, and I'll throw it away. Don't worry about it.
Remember a couple times when the limited items, right? I remember the
Oh, those
the-
Oreos, those fried Oreos.
Actually,
Fried Oreos
Those fried
were
Oreos.
goaded.
Goated.
And then the fried mac and cheese balls.
Ew.
Those were
The
actually
what?
good.
That's gross.
What?
The what?
The little
Oh yeah, we
mac
did
and
that.
cheese-
Yeah.
the
Those
mac
were
and cheese
good.
balls.
Yeah.
Those were so good.
Those actually were good, and I don't even. I usually don't like fried mac and
remember
cheese.
when what are they called?
Hawaiian burgers.
No.
Yeah, those were
What are
goaded
those?
too.
Goated too.
This Hawaiian
But the
meat?
Yeah, it's Hawaiian bun.
Oh wait,
signature
I
sauce.
remember those. Yeah, I was there for those.
it was the Cinnabon.
Cinnasnacks?
Cinnasnacks.
Those are permanent.
Well, because they were limited for a time, and then they went away, and they came out. Yes, they did.
No,
It
they've
was a
always
limited
been.
time promotion thing, and then
No,
they came back.
We've always had Cinnasnacks.
Have we? 'Cause
Yeah.
I thought it was a limited thing.
I think we've always
I must
had
just be
it.
thinking about the
No.
Oreos then.
Yeah, we've always had Cinnasnacks.
Dude, I remember like
Probably
when I was first.
Oreos.
No, those Hawaiian burgers though.
Yeah,
What about the
Those,
Hawaiian burgers?
those
Properly goated.
smack.
Were they?
Properly.
For sure.
I understand. Why
I
Those
think of
Hawaiian
all
buns?
the promo items, probably the best one.
Really?
Just food? Yeah.
If it's just straight food, yeah. If you're going totality, probably the fried Oreos.
Yeah, those are
fried
just,
Oreos.
You couldn't miss
They're
them.
just goated.
Never
It's
had
just
it.
too good.
I loved them.
Yeah.
It's just too good.
Mm.
Honestly,
Yeah,
the
you really
best
missed out.
best food from Sonic, get you a burrito.
Yeah.
Burritos are actually underrated. Yeah.
The
Really?
breakfast
Underrated?
burritos. Get you the breakfast burrito, and
Yeah.
I would always go triple cheese, triple egg, triple bacon, triple sausage, add hash brown. But I'm just gonna get basic.
When Gabe left, I would open more often. So I was like, oh, I'll just get a burrito in the morning.
Burritos smack.
Yeah.
If you add extra cheese, they smack. Because if you put like the recommended amount, which let's be
Basic.
honest is nothing,
Like,
it's like, is there even cheese on it? I would drench it in cheese. I mean, I'm white. I love cheese. What can I say?
I remember.
Can't
I think you said that last episode too.
I'm white. I love cheese.
At the end of
Hey,
my lifetime, at
Mr.
Sonic-
Brightside, cheese, water,
What?
Mm-hmm.
is that your existence?
fishing,
I like fishing.
hunting. I love fishing. Hunting,
Shooting.
shooting
Shooting
guns.
guns.
Shooting.
Shoot.
Exercising my Second Amendment.
Exercising.
Exercising. I remember at the end of my Sonic career, I was actually in the kitchen more often because I was just I'm already at the end of my lifespan here. I might as well just not learn, but see how things are done in the kitchen. So I remember one day it was me, Alondra, some other people. I only remember her being there because I remember we were actually in the kitchen at that point. We were just Don was in the kitchen. I remember now. Jose Jr., my bad. And we were
Name dropping.
I name dropping everyone today.
we were making chili dogs. Do you remember the Frito chili?
Wait, pause. Remember when we started and he was like, just use you said that.
Yeah.
Eddie and Devin. And I was like, all right, Eddie and Devin. And I was
Hey,
like,
you said
a dog, Alondra.
You're like Joseph, Joe.
You said if we were fine with it. And
Daquan?
I am. So I was like, I was cool with it.
Well, because I know that y'all kind of don't like name dropping. Y'all just this guy I know. Usually, I mean them two. But all right,
So
continue your
basically,
story. Y'all were in the
I think
kitchen.
Don and Luis were also working when the Frito pies were there. You already said Luis's
Adon,
name.
Luis, Joseph, Juan was there.
Alondra.
Danny was there.
Danny, Amanda.
Trevor was there. Don't forget Devin, Eddie, Edward.
I think Gracie was the manager at the time.
Great, all right, another one.
Jesus. Hey,
Who wasn't there,
You just-
Eduardo?
Hey, who was on stall 17? I mean, gosh.
Oh, that was Jerome.
Yeah.
No, that was what was it?
Duntavius.
No, who let? You know her name's Ashton. I always forget her.
Kutcher?
No,
No, Victoria.
Victoria. Victoria was always at 17 or 18.
Now you're name dropping. Again.
My bad.
For the 9th time.
So basically, right, I was at the end of the lifespan. So I was like, oh, I might as well learn how to make burritos.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I didn't realize how easy everything is in the back. I was only making burritos.
One thing at
Yeah,
a time's easy. When
I
you
was
get to a rush.
Yeah, Eduardo's
It's
not like you're so good.
It's natural.
mean,
you guys,
I was like, I mean,
have trouble.
There was no orders on the screen. I walked back, made a junior burrito. I think the kitchen's easy.
Quite frankly, I mean, I can run the whole kitchen by myself. Says the guy that burned fajita meat. How you gonna be Mexican and burn fajita meat?
I'm not Mexican either.
I don't
That
care.
doesn't matter. It's
You're
irrelevant.
Latin. Latin descent. That's what it's.
You
Do you
roll
speak
your
Spanish,
R's?
Eduardo?
No.
Can I what?
You roll your R's?
Didn't you speak Spanish on the second episode?
No.
Yes,
Yeah,
you did.
he was like, "Hola, ¿cómo estás?"
It's like the basic thing you can.
I didn't even know what you said, Eduardo.
Yeah, you were speaking
I was
really
like,
fast.
"Donde está biblioteca?" That's all I know.
Hey, you know Spanish.
Yeah, you're right.
I took Spanish in high school. That's how I know.
Me too.
I hated kids like you in high school. That
You guys are the worst, honestly.
Nah, the kids that knew
Easy.
Spanish and took Spanish. So it's like everyone got a 70, except for Jose. Not Jose, but like
No.
Yeah.
Jesus. And it's
I'm
like,
like, of
Jesus got
course.
104. Like, no shit, okay?
How do you get 104?
I hated kids like that. It's make the whole life just worse.
To be fair,
I mean, I
And
never. I
everyone's
always
just
got.
like,
I always
why
got an A
can't
on
you
my
be
test.
like him? Because he speaks Spanish.
He's
That's
been
why
speaking
we can't
Spanish
be
for
like him.
16 years.
To
What do
be
you think I'm supposed to
fair,
do?
I wasn't even supposed to be put in Spanish 1. I was supposed to be put in Spanish for Spanish speakers. But my schedule was messed
I asked him
up.
why he didn't do that. He goes, because it's harder. I'm like, okay, I'm taking English. Like, I speak English, but I'm still taking it.
And
True.
they're like, you can go into Spanish for Spanish speakers. I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm fine in Spanish 1. What?
You're like, Spanish is hard.
Yeah, because I said, what's the difference between like Spanish 1 and Spanish? I knew it's obviously Spanish for Spanish speakers is harder. And he's like, imagine like English and then like English in class. So you have to do like Spanish literature and stuff like that. I'm like,
Yeah. It's not even that Eduardo can't read it. Eduardo refuses to read. That's his issue.
I think it's a combination of both, quite frankly. Because when we did the Nuzlocke together, I have like the 7 deadly frames going on, and he's way ahead of me because I think sometimes he holds the speed up button, even though you say you don't hold the speed up button.
It's honestly just
I have the speed up button, and I'm still at like 60.67 speed of what he's doing without speed up button, and he still holds the speed up button. He's like, why am I so far ahead of you? I'm like, you're dumb. But anyways, like sometimes when I'm catching up, he'll sit there and read, and it's like, I went to the house and I opened the door, and he's like, I door with the house and I opened it.
I warned him. There was that one clip of Danganronpa review. Let me find that one clip. It was like a sentence, but it had like 2 words on it, and you were struggling to read it. And I was like, bro, it's 2 words.
No, Eduardo.
You were like, reading's hard.
We were playing the bomb game on stream. It was the Jackbox, the Jackbox Party 2, and it was the Bomb Inc. or whatever it's called.
I don't know.
And the way the game works is that we have to defuse a bomb, but we all have clues, and it's spread on everyone's devices. So we have to read the clues to everyone so we know which wires to cut and then which order to cut the wires in. And then Eduardo was like, all right, so it says if there was a red president, cut. And then I was like, fuck, man, they gave Eduardo the big word. No.
Is that it?
It was like consecutive.
Yeah, it was consecutive.
And you're like,
Hey, but then the second time around.
And ours is like consecutive. You're like, maybe?
Bro, what?
Maybe.
Hey, but then the second time around, I was like, consecutive.
The second time around, but they gave you the big ass word right from the get go. It took you 30 seconds to read consecutive.
Are you the person they picked in popcorn reading?
I would always pick guys like you. Like, you have like Jamal in the back. He's like illiterate.
Bro, why is it gotta be black?
Because we actually had a guy named Jamal who sat in the back of the classroom, was illiterate. He didn't do shit, but he was built like a freak shit. I was not gonna lie. He was like 6'4", maybe like 250. Yeah, we would do popcorn reading and stuff, and I'm like, To Kill a Mockingbird, and I'm like,
high school.
You did popcorn.
Yeah, we did popcorn reading.
Yeah, like To Kill a
Not in
Mockingbird.
my English class, we didn't do popcorn.
Because you were in targeted English.
Yeah.
But I was like, yo, Jamal. And then he's like, man, why'd you pick me? And it was To Kill a Mockingbird, and you know what I'm talking about, right? And he's like, my boy. And I was like, my boy. And he
Yeah,
was
we
like,
never read that.
He's like, yeah, you
To
never
Kill a
read it?
Mockingbird?
No, we read The Great Gatsby.
We read the
Gatsby?
Gatsby too.
Oh, that's the only book we ever read. At least I remember.
Very,
in high school.
very liberal
Oh.
use of the N word.
No, we read. The first book we read was Diary of Anne Frank and The Great Gatsby. That's all. Don't remember reading anything else.
We read that one Holocaust survivor book.
The Watches to Go to Birmingham.
We read that in 8th grade.
I know.
The books I
Or
remember
sixth
reading
grade.
in high
Sixth
school
grade.
were,
Yeah, because it was with my
Yeah.
6th grade teacher. Yeah.
I know it was the Diary of Anne Frank.
No, because we had the one guy who was
What
like
was the one
surviving the
with Lenny?
Holocaust.
Lenny?
Yeah.
Oh, of Mice of Men.
Mice of Men.
Mice of
Yeah,
Men,
we did read
That's a
that
good
too.
one,
Okay, yeah.
Animal
Outsiders.
Farm.
I would say
Outsiders
that's
was
middle
middle
school.
Middle
Was it
school.
middle school?
It was
Yeah,
seventh
middle
grade.
I might be combining it.
Seventh
How
grade,
about The
Animal
Perfect
Farm.
Gift?
The Gift Giver?
No,
Or The Giver?
There's another one.
The Giver was middle school.
Giver's middle. I thought it was come up.
I don't know what
It's
Perfect
called,
Gift
I'm not
is.
Perfect Gift.
I've never heard of that.
Must have been remedial English.
Must have been just you. Yeah, Target English.
Animal Farm.
Animal Farm.
Animal Farm's a good book.
Yeah.
I've been-
Only
Is
read
that
like
like-
The only
half of it.
Stephen
that what
King
the
book
show
I've
Ant
read
Farm is
is,
based on?
Gunslinger.
I don't think so.
No.
Close enough, I guess. Yeah.
I suppose. The only Stephen King book I've read is the.
How does
Gunslinger
Stephen
and the
King
Dark
get
Tower.
brought up?
That's who writes.
No, it's
No.
not.
No, it's not. You're talking about Pet Cemetery.
Oh, what'd you say?
Animal Farm.
Oh, Animal Farm. Never
Not
mind.
even close. Don't try and play it off, Eduardo. Not even close.
That wrote Pet Cemetery.
It's like, bro, we read that one book, The Giver. Yeah, I mean, I guess we read Anne Frank, and it was pretty good.
So I do like J.K. Rowling.
It's like, what?
Did you ever read Probably not. You know, in middle school you were given like 3 books to choose from to read throughout summer, and then freshman year.
Yeah, I had the ship.
I had The Secret Life of Bees.
Yeah, of course you choose that one.
Of course.
But I went to the library. I was gonna pick that one. And
It's actually a really cool book.
there was
Sure.
4 different Secret Life of Bees. I didn't know who the author was, and I was like, that's creepy. So I just went ahead and with the Shipwrecker, which is actually a really good book.
Really?
It's a series. It's actually like fantasy kind of, because it's like
Really?
there's like minotaurs and stuff like that. but like they're like security guards, I guess like police, and they would walk the beaches for ships. And if you pulled up and you were breaking ship for parts, they're like, "I motherfucker, run the hands." And then
That's actually really dope.
There's actually a really cool scene where he gets the main character, I forget his name. He gets caught, like I think the floor gives out, and he ends up in a room that's full of oil, but it's pitch black. So he's swimming in oil trying to stay afloat when it's pitch black, and he's like 30 feet from the ceiling. So he has to like get out while covered in oil. And it's like, that was the first time I was ever actually scared of a book, because like the author did a really good job describing like what he felt when he was, because he ended up getting tired and sinking. Well, I told you how I read books, right? I think I talked about last time how like when I'm reading manga or comic books, I can like imagine it in my head, and I do the same thing with books. Is like I can imagine the scene in my head.
You play it like a movie.
I play it like a movie, and I was reading it, and the words were so descriptive, I could imagine myself drowning in oil. Like that actually gave me nightmares for like a week. I'm not even joking. Like that was bravo to whoever that author is. Hey, shout out to homeboy.
Shipbreaker.
Like it's either shipbreaker or shipwrecker.
Shipbreaker.
Why'd you laugh for? Are you saying black people can't be authors?
Wait, what?
What are you
making
saying?
a racial statement on this podcast?
Who are you?
I think he got beef with Jaden's uncle. I think that's what it is.
Will
Smith?
You got beef with Will Smith?
Dad.
It's the first name
What's
that
that? What's
popped
that
in my
one
head.
guy's name? Alphonse? He played the Carlton.
Oh.
The cover looked like this.
Wasn't it Carlton?
Yes, but he's talking about the actor's name, I think.
Oh, okay.
It's like Alfonso or Alphonse. I think it's Alfonso.
I don't know how to say that
That's his
last
uncle.
name.
Uncle Phil's.
True.
We're talking about William Smith.
Sir William Smith.
I remember like
Pablo
That's
Bacigalupi.
That's
You're
correct.
Hispanic and you can't read that?
Let me see.
hold on a
You're
second.
retarded.
There was no
You said
P in
Bapo
there.
Galupi?
Bro, Loopy?
I don't know how you did it. That is not.
Bro, Baki?
That's what I said. Bro, you can have Baki in your top 3 and you're not even going to be able to read that. You serious, my brother?
What are you searching up now?
How to pronounce, like, there's like a pronouncing thing. Pronounce a word.
The Secret Life of Bees. I remember reading it.
What's it about?
It's about.
Keep
Sorry,
going.
I thought you were gonna play it again. It's about this 16-year-old girl, right? Who lives in an abusive household with her father,
I remember that book.
and she runs away basically.
Wait, hang on. Let me play the audio so you can see what he's wait. Why do you have ads, Eduardo? Get YouTube Premium.
He's like the kind of guy that gets the aux. He's like, want a break from the ads?
Yeah, that's you, Eduardo.
It's like, bro.
I got bullied into getting Spotify Premium from.
Good. You honestly need to.
There should be no one who thinks they're not a beta male should have Spotify ads.
That's what I said.
No, it's
Nah, that's not what you said.
I said Baki Galupi, which is pretty close.
I forgot the name. I forgot about the name of the main character.
You were talking about the book.
The
Yeah, I
book,
know.
The Secret Life of Bees.
That's the Secret Life of Bees?
That's what he said.
But that's the book you're talking about?
Yeah,
Hey,
The
Gabe,
Secret
can they
Life-
hear me from this far?
She lives in a.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
She lives in a abusive household of her dad, where her dad basically neglects her. I remember at one point they were talking about how she makes her own clothes, for how much her dad neglects her. I forgot why she. No, I remember. She was going through her old stuff and she found a picture of her mom. Her mom's dead,
Obviously.
as you can tell from. Anyways, and then she sees like the name of a farm on the picture that she found, and she's like, "Oh, if I go to this farm, because she's like a real sucker for her mom, she wants to know like about her mom. Like if I go to this farm, maybe they'll know about my mom, and I can ask them how it is."
Keep telling the
And then
story.
she runs away, and she gets to this farm.
Bro,
And
stop
What
laughing.
are you talking about?
I'm talking about you laughing.
Dude, finish your
And
story
then
for
she
once.
She's like, she goes to this farm, a bee farm that's run by 3 black ladies. I forget the name of them, but they're all like, they're all.
What's funny?
Finish
What's funny,
your
Eduardo?
story.
Eduardo, what is funny?
No, finish your story,
Would you like to
bro.
explain what is funny? Because I don't think anything is funny. You're talking about a real story about an abusive girl and you're
It's not a
laughing?
real
Her
story.
mother, dead. Her dad, abusive. And you think,
And you
it's
think this
funny?
is funny?
You think it's funny? You thought
You're
it was
still
funny
laughing,
when
Eduardo.
Lenny shot George? He said, "Look at the rabbits, George." And you're pop. And you're like, ah, got caught lacking. No.
You did say that. You did say that.
Motherfucker got lacking.
That's why young boy better.
Because we watched the movie and Eduardo pulls up, he's like, "This is me and my ops." Like, look at the true.
So this bee farm is run by 3 black ladies, right? And she's like,
Oh, why they gotta be black, Eduardo?
I don't know. That's just what the author made them. And then she's like, "Oh, do you know about?" She doesn't outright tell them who they are. She like gives them an alias, whatever. And after a while, they just kind of figure out who she is because they're like, "Oh, just like your mother," right? They find a picture of her too. So she's like living out in this, not living out, but they like have her basically living in the shack that's outside. I remember like at one point.
Why are you always looking away?
I remember at one point.
Jose, I can't get muscle. Starts eating food.
Can I have one?
Protein?
No.
And then she basically she's living out in the shack outside. I remember at one point in the book, she was for some reason she was like expecting her boobs, because it was really hot outside. And can I have one?
No, shut up. Finish your story.
Yeah, she's for some reason in the book, the author is female, so for some reason in the book she's like talking about how pink her nipples are and how she's just inspecting her boobs. And I was reading this and I'm like, no, I didn't. I remember reading it because I was probably 16 at the time too. No, I was 14.
It doesn't
I went
make it
to
better.
freshman year as a 14.
Doesn't make it better, Eduardo.
I always thought it
Yeah.
I always thought it was a weird. Always thought that was a weird segment in the book, because I was like, why is this needed? Yeah, whatever. I kept reading, and the entire time she's learning about like the secret life of bees, if you will, right? And bees. No, like just like bees function, basically, like
weird.
everything they do secretly, like. All right. And like in the middle conflict of the book is her dad gets the sheriff to go after them. Not after them, to go after her because she ran away, of course. And the sheriff pulls up. She's like, "Are you Stacy?" And she's like, "Yeah." "Your father wants you back." And she goes, "No, I don't want to go back." And
He showed her.
I don't want to go
and
back.
the sheriff was like, "All right, I'll come back in a
He
week."
said, "Too bad you're a child." I'm gonna go
Yeah.
Those are the back of the
And she's
cruiser
like-
kicks her off.
And then like that was basically what was about to happen. But then like the 3 ladies were all like, "No, he's here with us. She's gonna stay." One of them gets shot and dies.
Spoilers.
Shut up. You're not gonna read
Loki, yeah, I was gonna read it.
it. You already read it.
No, I
You said
didn't.
you knew. I thought you knew the plot too.
Knew of it. I mean, I knew
I've
of it too because we had to like give it a synopsis and stuff over the books because it was after summer reading, like you said, and everyone just did like what's it called, Spark Notes. No one actually read it, so like I was the only person. I think I was the only person in my class that actually read the book that we got. I was like, it's 200 pages. You can't read 200 pages over the course of 3 months.
Nope, I couldn't. I mean, I could. I just didn't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read it all in like the span of like 2 weeks before I had to go to school. So I was like, because I was working with my dad at the time. So anytime we were on like break,
Broke boy.
like for lunch, like anytime it was lunch, I would just be reading the
Of
book.
course, you lunch, fat boy.
Lunch break? What?
Of course, you ate lunch.
What did I say? I was
Continue
hungry.
your story. Stop letting me
story.
distract
And
you.
So I was reading the book during break. I would do it at home. I'll just read.
What?
I was reading nonstop for 2 weeks straight before the school started. Yeah. What do you mean? I only read like 4 pages a day, basically. That wouldn't add up to math. That doesn't matter. That didn't add up at all. Basically, I had to like rush it, right? Because there's days where I just didn't read it at all. And then after the lady dies, the girl Jenny, she's like,
Jenny.
"Why'd you do that? You didn't deserve to die." And she's like, "'Cause I stand in what I believe in." I don't remember why she actually. And I don't remember what it was that she died for, but I remember after she dies, there's a funeral scene. That's when like one of the other ladies, that's when they come up to her about the whole like, "Oh, we know you're your mother's daughter because you look just like her. Here's a picture of when you were a baby." And the book ends with her like going back to her dad's, but with a new appreciation on life, basically.
He said, "Where the fuck were you?" And smacked her across the face.
I
True.
don't know,
Because he's an
probably.
abusive father. That's
Yeah.
typically what they do. Like, why'd you run away? And they beat her. Like, you look like.
I think
your
because
mom.
I think
You
they
ever
didn't.
seen it?
It?
That's what happens to daughter, the girl.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Her dad's
Red
like,
hair?
you smell like your mother.
You look
No.
like your mother.
I think the dad. I don't know if they like. I forget the dad because he's not really relevant that much to the plot. But I think he gets better.
I think he's pretty relevant.
No,
to the
like
plot,
not
the
that
fact
much.
she ran away.
The
fact that she ran away.
She ran away for like answers on her mother.
Yeah, because she hated her dad so much she obsessed about her mother.
True.
Yeah.
That's like
So
trying to
he's an
say
unfortunate
Stella's
part.
not important
And
to
then,
the
like-
plot of How I Met Your Mother. She
That's
is.
like, okay, Obito and the Ninetales invading the Leaf when Naruto was born. Not important to the plot.
No.
They don't focus
It's
too much
unrelated,
on him.
Completely
They
unrelated.
don't focus too much on that either.
They don't.
Stella. They don't focus on Stella.
Yes,
She's
they
still
do.
important. No, they don't.
All of season 4 was like important. Stella was important.
Okay, because that's her arc. But in the grand scheme of things, she's minute.
Yeah, from How I Met Your Mother.
Oh,
See,
yeah,
he doesn't even
yeah.
remember. That's how minute she was.
It's
She's
the
the-
cupcake
she-
girl.
What? No,
That's
that's
No,
that's Victoria.
The girl that walked.
The cupcake girl is Victoria. Stella is the one who left
like,
Ted
left
at the
him
altar.
Oh yeah. It's
Okay.
significant.
But
Hmm.
basically, the reason I thought I knew this story so much because I was thinking about this story where the guy was locked in the basement and remember he was like shoved in the washing machine. I don't know if you guys ever read that book
I
before.
think so. It sounds familiar. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's the story I was thinking about. I can't remember what that one's called.
You ever seen Flowers in the Attic?
That almost sounded familiar.
Actually, I haven't.
Hey,
Hey, what?
Hey, what? Now
What
you're
are
the
you
one
saying?
struggling to finish your story.
What are you
Tyler.
saying, Tyler?
You said guy in the basement, and I thought Edgar Allan Poe.
Which
that's
one?
the guy in the.
You want the guy in the floorboards?
No,
That's the story. He's in the floorboards.
no, I know, but it's another one.
Or
It's
you talking
another
about the guy-
story.
You talking about the pit and the pendulum?
Yeah,
That's not really the basement. It's a pit.
yes.
You want to get
You
technical
guessed
about
the
it?
story.
It's what came to my mind. But then I was like, no, that's not right.
But I think the dad was like gets sad that she leaves because now he's like, I don't know what I lost until I lost you. I don't want you to lose you. I don't want to lose you like your mother. And she's all like, because she's 16, she's stupid. So she goes back and he's all like, he starts taking steps to be better. That's basically how the book ends. It's kind of a happy ending. Her dad takes steps to get better. She has like a more appreciation on life and she knows more about her mother. And
Ah, it was a child called It. That's what the book was.
Oh, I know that one.
the
Yeah.
the
It's
child called
There's
it.
there's
Yeah.
three of them. There's three of them. Yeah, the author is
It's a real story.
Yeah, it's a real
Oh, really?
Basically an
Yeah.
autobiography.
Oh.
It's one of the worst
What is
cases of child abuse in California.
No, let Eduardo do it. You're talking your story.
I got it.
So there's this kid with a family.
Okay. Sit down, Eduardo. Continue.
There's this kid and
Hey, get away from the kitchen. I went back, down, back, Eduardo.
so there's this kid and basically his mom abuses him
Yeah.
physically, mentally, emotionally,
Sexually, yeah.
not sexually.
Anyway, continue.
So part of the book was that his mom would play games with him, quote unquote games, like locking him in a room in the bathroom
Yeah.
with a bucket full of, I think it was bleach.
To see if you drink it.
Huh?
To see if you drink it.
No, he had to clean the bathroom
Ah.
and just smell the bleach while he's cleaning it. What happened? Or like she'd leave him downstairs without dinner for like days, and he'd go to school with raggedy clothes. And staff looked through the trash to find some food to eat. Yeah, it was a dark book, but I enjoyed it. I ended up writing a report on it.
And me too.
You ever
I
seen the
don't think
movie?
I have the book actually. Really?
It's a good book.
I think I do.
I was planning on reading the trilogy, but I never got around to it.
You ever see the movie series Flowers in the Attic?
I know you were telling me about that with Gracie. you hated the movie. Really?
Not a fan. It was
What was it
pretty
about?
weird. So there was this this mother and father, and they had 4 kids, right? So there's like an older brother, like a sister who's like a couple years younger, and then there was like 2. I think they might have been twins or maybe like a year apart, but they were a boy and a girl, really young. And the father ends up dying. I forget how he dies, but the girl went back to her mom and dad's place, and like her parents are like filthy rich, right? But apparently the dad was super religious, and he didn't approve of her marriage. So then he's like, I hate you. You're not my daughter. Yeah, whatever, right? So she's like, all right, kids, you need to be quiet because he doesn't approve of our marriage. So he obviously doesn't approve of the kids because they're products of that marriage, right? And the grandma was like, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and lock him in this room. Y'all are not allowed to make noises because if the grandpa finds out, he's going to be mad, right? So they get locked in this room. But she said that the boys have to sleep in the same bed and the girls have to sleep in the same bed. They can't have boys sleeping with girls in the same bed. And like, one door goes to the bathroom and one door goes up to the attic. And there's like a whole attic. So they would, during the day, they'd go up to the attic and they would sit in the attic because the attic was basically soundproof. So they would go up there, and time passes, and the mother ends up like, she would start coming like every day, and then the time between visits got longer and longer, and then turns out she's talking to this other guy, and he's like buying her trips to Paris and buying her like yacht trips, whatever, right? And she ends up bringing like these powdered donuts. Well, they already ate dinner, so they're like, nah, I'm good. But the little boy was like, yeah, I'm gonna eat these donuts because I'm hungry and they're donuts. Eats them, gets really sick, dies, right? So then they're like, oh, this is so sad. We're gonna take care of the body, whatever. And all the while they're being completely neglected in the attic. And months passed, years passed. And I think that because the brother and the sister are getting to like that age, they start getting to puberty. They start having thoughts, and then the thoughts become actions, and then one thing leads to another, and bada bing, bada boom. Right? And the grandma made the daughter cut her hair because she's like, you're immoral. The hair is a sign of sin. You have the same hair color as your father. He's a sinner. You're a sinner. You need to cut your hair, all this stuff, right? And then I forget the rest of the plot, but then they end up like finding out, like sneaking out of the attic and going when they would have like parties and stuff, and they would watch the parties, right? Like just being kids. And it turns out that the mother was married and was having sex and kids with her brother or cousin, either brother or cousin, and that's why the parents didn't approve of it because it's incest. And then she's like, the grandmother found them. She's like, you're a product of incest, and now you're committing incest, and blah, 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 blah. And they leave, and then they come back in like the next movie, and they go up to the attic to like check it out, and there was a box. There's a locked box, and they open it. Turns out it's the skeleton of the kid that died. The mom fed the kid rat poison. That's how the kid died. And she was trying to poison them all because there was 4 donuts. And she sprinkled rat poison on them, but because only the little kid ate it, I think actually the little girl ate it, but the little boy ate more, so she got really sick, but he actually died.
The girl was just built different and just took the.
Well, I think she took a bite and he ate like a whole donut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she may have gotten a part that was barely anything on it, and he ate the whole thing. That's a weird movie. It's like I think it's a. What do you? Not it's form like
a saga.
A saga?
I think
Quartet.
A quartet, yeah.
Is it?
No, quartet's like music.
Barbershop.
I don't know what you would call it, but it's like there's 4 movies. I think there's 4 movies. Really weird stuff happened.
It's a series.
I just say series, yeah.
Series, yeah. Because then like the daughter and the son grow up. The daughter goes off to New York to dance, and the guy she ends up, Julian I think his name was, he's like super abusive and stuff like that. And she ended up leaving and coming back, and then he ended up dying in a car crash. Well, she's pregnant with his baby. And then she has the baby, and she gets back with her brother, and they get together, and they like move. They change their name. Her brother's a doctor now, and they start a family.
I remember.
Pretty weird. I think they actually did.
There was this one back to books. There was this one book. I always forget the name of it because at the time, no. At the time, it was like I only got books of like what the cover looked like. I never got it from its title.
Captain Underpants.
I love that book.
You got that off the cover?
You
read
told me that cover didn't sell you?
I don't remember what the cover
was.
was
that the book you're talking about?
No.
Oh, I was like, oh my god, I'm guessing that's
no. But the cover, it has this kid just standing like in the rain. So water's coming down on his no. And he has this little like tiny flying goblin on his shoulder.
We read this book in high school too, man. Earlier I said I only read 2 books. Apparently I've read more. I know this book. I don't know the name of it though.
Me neither. But I remember it was purple. The cover was purple. I remember reading it and I was like, this book is awesome. I got halfway through with it because I was like, it's time to turn it in, because I always would rent books out, never read them for a bit, and I have to put them back in before like they're due.
Yeah, you can scan it and scan it out.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can recheck it out.
I didn't do that.
You just go, and you're like, oh, it's supposed to be turned in. It's like, yeah, I'm rechecking out. You're good.
No,
Did you guys like school have anything against overdue library books?
Yeah, you gotta pay.
Our school just didn't care.
No, we gotta pay for them.
Just like, are you gonna bring it back? I'm like, yeah, like we don't care then. Just bring it back eventually, we're fine. No, it was only at the end of the school year. If you didn't bring it back, then you pay. But otherwise, they didn't care. You keep it as long as you want.
They weren't enforced. Were they enforced? I don't remember it being enforced.
Yeah, we had a charge in our account, but like you said, as long as it's back by the end of the year, you're fine. But then I knew this guy that he checked out like 7 books and didn't return them to that freshman year, and then dropped out of high school.
Ooh.
So, and then he came back. He came back our senior year, and I think he was a sophomore because he took some like classes online or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So he came back as a sophomore. He had like $750 of book fines, overdue book fines.
$700.
I was like, sheesh, for like 4 like Captain Underpants or something, like something off like weird. I was like, this man really got Where's Waldo for $750.
I never nah, but I wish I remember that book. I remember. Have movies ever gotten you into the books?
Yeah, like
No.
Stephen King.
It was like in general.
Stephen King.
Yeah,
Percy Jackson.
Stephen King has done the same for me.
Percy Jackson.
Percy Jackson.
Harry
Honestly,
Potter.
after I saw the second movie, I was like, yeah, I gotta read the books.
No, I read the first. I saw the first movie, so I'm gonna read it, and then I saw the second movie. I was like, this is trash.
I thought
But
the movies were trash, and that's what made me not want to read the books.
I mean, Harry Potter. The first movie was good.
The Harry Potter movie or the
Percy
Percy
Jackson?
Jackson?
Percy Jackson.
Yeah,
The first.
but then was it Lightning Thief is the first
Lightning
one.
Thief's the
Sea of
first one.
And the
Monsters.
Sea of
Monsters
Monsters
second
is
one,
apparently
yeah.
trash. I
Yeah.
never saw the
It
second
is
movie.
trash.
My
It
bad.
Actually
is
trash.
Trash.
I read the book and I was like, this is amazing.
I read all 5 books. I was like, this is gold.
I wanted to
It
read all
was.
5. I only read 2 of the
I
books.
actually read a series. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like something Boone or
Ed Boon?
Bone.
Boone, like a prize, like when you get the prize, not a
Bane?
prize. Is
Kind
it a trophy?
of,
A trophy.
But he was like a either a wizard or
A spook.
Harry Potter.
No, it was like there was
Captain
like 5
Underpants?
books.
Oh.
I'll find it and I'll
They're not
text it to
cool.
you.
Hmm.
But that book was goated, and I only had the second book, and I read it, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. This is cool. He had like a cat that talked, and he has like
Alice
like-
in Wonderland.
like-
Alice in Wonderland. Yeah.
and it's like he turned into like a dog or something, and he's like, okay, PB&J talk, and he's like,
What?
what's good, brother? And I'm like,
What it
this is
do,
crazy.
brother?
Is he British?
The cat's name is PB&J.
No, he like had a PB&J sit on the counter. It was like, and then it talked.
Oh,
The PB&J talked.
But he was like a supernatural detective.
Would it be like Supernatural Detective, or might also be like the Magical Beast or whatever that other Harry Potter book
No, it's
is?
like Boone or Bone or something like that.
I remember
the Dresden Files. Full Moon.
Full Moon.
Talking to me?
Yeah.
No, it's like Boone or Bone or something like that.
I remember because when I saw the movie for Stephen King's The Gunslinger and the Dark Tower, I thought that movie was like good but trash at the same time.
Which one?
The Dark Tower, The Gunslinger and the Dark Tower. It's about this this kid. It starts off with this kid just like living life in New York. Actually, the movie is like this. The book is nothing like it. This kid who's like living life in New York, and for some reason he goes to this like haunted house, abandoned house, and the house just kind of comes alive, and it just kind of takes him to another world. And this world is
Chronicles
like
of Narnia?
no,
Monster House?
no, that doesn't take it to another
I
world.
don't care.
It's The Gunslinger and the Dark Tower. I just told
Oh,
you
yeah,
guys
yeah.
what it was.
That's a good book.
The movie is like that. He gets taken to another world with like all the. It's a post-apocalyptic world,
There you go. Sound it out.
and he he finds this gunslinger, the last of his kind, right? Who's hunting the man in black because he killed all his like gunslinger family. So he's like the last of the slingers. And then for some reason, the dark man goes to the other world, which is New York, because he wants to take like some building in New York so he can like reconstruct the Dark Tower.
crucial aspect though. There's a part where he's traveling to the desert, and like he's always on the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
You can't ever catch him.
Yeah.
He does. That's a big part too. That's what drove him to. Part of the reason why.
Yeah. And then I read the book, and I realized the movie was like nothing like the book, and I was like, oh, okay. Because in the book, it just follows the gunslinger. That's all it does. There's never like the New Yorker kid. And I never read the book.
That sounds familiar.
It was on Netflix. It had like the main character had like a fatty. She didn't.
No,
she didn't
one
at all.
One of the girls did.
One of the girls.
She wasn't the main girl. Though.
She was the whale-ish girl.
She was best girl though.
She was. What was that?
She was a heart render.
True.
What? I don't know. You're being weird.
She's just cool. It was cool. That was a cool series, but I don't know. It felt like Netflix did it justice. I don't think I would need to read the book for that one. What do you?
You don't even know that.
I mean, but like the show was really good.
Yeah, but you don't know if it did the book justice or not.
True. But unlike other movies where like they just don't do the book justice. Maybe that's just because I've read the books and I'm like, nah, this is just not it.
So you're an elitist.
No.
There's people like you, the elitists, who like have a perfect adaptation like Lord of the Rings and will still say the books are better.
I never read the Lord of the Rings books. I only saw the straight movies.
You don't have to. Movies are just as good, but elitists will tell you otherwise.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep. It's so stupid. Like, no matter what, you can have a perfect one-to-one adaptation of anything from any type of like source material. They will always tell you source material is better.
Really?
And I think the only instance I've ever seen where they say otherwise is Attack
Potter?
on Titan.
Oh.
No, that's the only one.
Even
Harry Potter, they say the books are better. Yeah. Yes. Astoundingly, they always say.
Have you heard
books are
anything
better.
from the Harry Potter community?
No.
Then why would you even make the statement?
I'm not talking about like, oh yeah, Harry Potter's good. I'm talking about like these muggles type of people.
Yeah.
No. What?
You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. People don't like that?
No. I don't know. Because like, to be fair, I don't really hear much. No, why?
For the audio only listeners, or just whipped out $100 of cash for no reason.
just like showing you guys.
It out and put it back in his
Just
wallet.
like just
And then
reading.
put it back.
Because I don't really hear that much about book communities. I only hear it from like other
Imagine
people.
manga elitists, but
It's the
same thing?
Yeah. Pretty. What's a book elitist?
I don't like the argument because there are times when the anime is better. In my opinion, it just depends on what it is, or like even like adaptations, like movies and stuff like that. I will say the source material is usually better, but I don't like the argument because it's not. It's true most of the time, but not always. They say that, well, it's the way that they chose to put it out, which means that it's the prime source material for that to be put out in.
And also, especially books, this is more true than manga. There's no pictures in books. So everything that you're reading goes the way you want it to go. So it's going to be the ideal version.
Remember?
Whereas the movie is a visualization from either director or even the author sometimes, like J.K. Rowling and the Wizard of the
Yeah, because
Harry Potter.
did you forget?
But-
Hermione's black. That's
Hermione's
the
not-
one. That's the
the
one
books
thing.
say she's white, though.
I know that was the one
book
thing.
said pale white skin.
That's the one thing I do remember because she's like J.K.
She also
Rowling's
said
like
Dumbledore is gay.
True.
I don't know.
Yeah, she's like he's
Is
gay
Dumb-
with that Johnny Depp dude.
Johnny
Whatever character Johnny Depp plays in it's
Jack
in the
Sparrow?
Fantastical Beasts.
Oh.
Snape?
No, not Snape.
Johnny Depp is not Snape.
I don't know, dude.
I never saw the
even
Fantastic
seen Harry
Beasts.
Potter, and I know he's not Snape.
That's Alec, not Baldwin. Alec.
I don't
Alan
know.
Richmond. That's his name.
But that's the one thing I did remember
Good
hearing because J.K. Rowling's like, yeah, Hermione's black, and then everyone's like pointing out in the book
That's
how he
just-
says she has pale skin.
Yeah, she just wants attention. She wanted to be like,
wants to
I was.
retcon
She wanted to be
stuff.
like, I'm woke. You weren't woke. You're just a girl.
She's like, I'm
who
ahead
wrote
of
a
my
book."
time. This book was written in like 1984.
Was it?
But Dumbledore's gay. It's like
Yeah.
he's not.
I'm sure he was.
Yeah, I'm so sure during that time period he's definitely gay.
But when I did binge all of the Harry Potter series, that's a good series.
No, actually, the thing funny about that, I actually saw people defending J.K. Rowling about the Hermione being black. They're like, pale doesn't have to mean she's white. I've seen pale black people before. It just means like
Where?
they're peckish.
Did
no,
they say she said pale with red hair
yeah.
yeah.
and freckles? I think she even
I
said
don't know
something
about the freckles. I just remember
No,
people
I think
bring
she
up.
actually did say freckles because I read the book back in like elementary school, and I'm pretty sure she said freckles.
I remember people just brought up how it says in the passage pale skin.
Yeah,
True.
And then
That's
people were
part of
like,
it, yeah.
you can have pale skin if you're like peckish, or like you're under the weather, you're pale. I'm like, no.
I was saying the argument that the author could say anything, like, oh, it's true because the author said it.
I guess
It's not true.
No, it's not. Like, Oda could come out tomorrow and be like, oh, Luffy's actually
gay.
Whitebeard's dad. It's like,
Whitebeard's
just because he
dad.
said it doesn't mean it's true. Like,
Also, a lot of authors, usually not American author. Well, J.K. Rowling's British, I think, right?
Yeah, English, yeah.
So
she's
aside
British,
from
the fuck
Is
I
it
believe
British?
this.
Is it
Yes,
or
it's
is,
British.
is it just said in English?
She's British.
She's British.
Author.
they're both true, but I'll say she's British. That makes
Okay.
more sense.
Because you can even say we're English. 'Cause-
We're American though.
Well-
the thing is that a lot of times when you use a language like that, even though it is England, because the language of English delineates from the country of England.
I guess. Yeah.
Basically, but Western authors are too prideful, so maybe not them, but like other countries like Indian and Japan and all those other countries, they're usually okay with accepting the fact sometimes the readers know more about their story than they do because they take it to
happens.
heart. Yeah, and they just constantly like investigate everything. Like I remember from
The Dragon Ball series.
yeah, Toriyama all the time. He's like, yeah, my fans know my series more than I do, and he has no problem with it. He doesn't care. Because
That's crazy.
a fan made like a guide for Dragon Ball called the Daizenshu. It was fan made. Toriyama says, yeah, that's true. They know more than me. Just go off of that.
That's more accurate than whatever I say.
Yeah,
If I say something that proves me wrong, that's right.
yeah, basically.
That's crazy.
But yeah, American authors and I guess J.K. Rowling are people who are too much pride
Also,
and they will never admit
Something I
that.
realized. Of course, they're probably not gonna do this, but movies never focus on like just like little details that are in the books.
Yeah,
Because I remember the first Percy Jackson, when they're going out to find the lightning thief, they encounter this monster who's like a lizard, like disguised as a human, and they're running this like mattress firm. So they go in to try the mattresses, and what's her name? Annabelle, I think is her name, the female of the group. At the time, I think Grover was like kidnapped, so they're trying to find Grover. Grover, I think that's his name.
Talking
Yeah,
about Percy
that's his
Jackson.
name.
No.
He's talking about Percy Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're trying to find chase down Grover, and they find this place, and they're like, "Oh, come sit down, come lay down." And I think they get knocked out, and they're like in this little situation. And I was about to call her Hermione. Annabelle's like strapped to those like medieval thing. You know the medieval things that like decapitate people, basically like what Gabe just did. They're not. Are they called guillotines? I thought guillotines were like no, not decapitate you. They like stretch you,
You
out.
said decapitate.
Oh my bad. They stretch you out basically until they like
Yeah,
cut you
they
in
had
half.
like the crank
Mhm.
and crank it. Yeah.
So basically, they get knocked out, and Annabelle's on it. And it's slowly just like turning, and Percy has to get out, save her, all that. And I remember reading this, and I was like, "This wasn't in the book. I'm in the movie."
That movie.
But then I like thought about it. I was like, "Of course, they're probably not gonna have it in the movie." It's
Also,
not.
this picture, it's like a book, and it's like the shape of a CD, and it's cut out, and it's like supposed to symbolize like what they have in the movie versus what's in the book. Because if you take a book and you cut it like the shape of a CD, there's always be a lot remaining.
Yeah.
It's like symbolized. Like
Ah.
they cut
The
out
way-
a lot of stuff for the movie.
the way I
Yeah, 'cause
always
you can only do so much. In
Yeah,
2
you have to
hours.
think it's a 2-hour movie versus 200 page just of straight
No,
words.
Percy Jackson was like 400. It was a beefy.
I
Well,
don't know.
I'm like
Yeah,
lowballing
yeah,
for
yeah.
in general books. It's
Yeah.
like you can't cover it all.
Yeah.
You can only cover like the bulk of it.
The main story.
Which I think recently Dune, I've heard Dune is doing a good job because they split up the first book in 2 movies because they're like they want to. Dune's
So
a
that's part
polit-
2 coming out. Yeah.
Yeah, I
yeah,
hear
Dune's
it's-
a political movie, so they kind of have to talk
Yeah.
about a lot of things. They can't really skip things. So I've heard it's a good adaptation of the book because they're actually not leaving out.
I hear the
very
same
much.
thing too. Yeah,
I heard it's
especially
very good.
Xeon. He loves
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Dune books series.
I was talking to him about that like before it came out. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, remember, you were there.
I was. I just want to say really for you.
Okay.
Oh, actually, you know what another series is that I love? I forgot about it because I haven't picked up the second book in so long. The Gone. I remember I read the first book of Gone. I loved it. It was such a good book. It's just about these kids who live in Florida, and like all the adults disappear. Like every single adult disappears, and they're all like, "What the fuck? What are you doing, Jose?
Shut up.
I think you told me about that.
Why are you about to deep throat the mic?"
I think Jose told you about that.
Someone told me about it.
Jose, man, talk, Jose. Stop pointing.
Yeah, it was me.
Say
He
something.
looks at where the video camera's supposed to be. He's like,
Can you believe this guy?
Yeah,
So
it
the
was
se-
me.
The series is about like all these kids. They live on in a radioactive, not radioactive. It's like a nuclear factory.
Nuclear waste plant.
A nuclear power plant.
Yeah, it's like that kind of. It's a town that has a power plant, a nuclear power plant.
Like The Simpsons.
I don't know. I think so.
Godzilla. Chernobyl.
No. Basically, point is there was like a bright white flash at the beginning of the book.
Dr. Stone.
And then no.
Yeah.
And then no one was turned to stone.
Wow.
And then
ripped off Dr. Stone.
Like a bright flash, and then like all the adults just disappear. Like kids were just left alone. Babies were like left alone. And then the main character, which his name was Sam, I believe, was like, he was all confused. Like, what is going on here? And when he goes down to investigate. So he's like, oh, I'll just go the town square, community center, he basically goes to where everyone's at, like at the moment. So I think he goes to his school, actually, is what I think I remember. So everyone's just like gathered around school, and he sees like his best friend and his crush, and they're all like, oh my God, the school is on fire. And they talk about how and they explain how nothing could have set the school on fire. How it just burst into flames all of a sudden. And there's like a child still in there. So our boy Sam, he's all like, it's a man does what he needs to do. Some JFK quote. I forgot what it goes.
We choose to not go to the moon.
No. Oh, it was like, what was the zombie
quote? JFK. It was the I think it was the anniversary, maybe today or somewhere around of him dying. And then someone puts a picture on Twitter. It's like, in memory of how was it? Let me get.
Was it like a Megamind quote?
No.
I saw the one where it's like the bullet and then the picture of JFK each other, and like they did like the computer software like makes them sing the songs. And it's like, the bullet's like, you could be my sneak link. And he's like, I ain't gonna be your sneak link.
I have no idea.
What are you talking about?
It was like,
here it is. Yeah, look. Okay, it's JFK gay for falling asleep when Jackie Fatty was right there in front of him like that. That's when he died.
So dumb. No, it was from Zombies. It was the
Cranberry
we
song?
do not choose. No, it was Call of Duty Zombies. It's like, we do not choose to be men. We choose to pray to be something like that. It was some quote like, your president needs like slugs or something. And he's like, he goes into the burning building. And there's a little side thing that I forgot to say. There's the bully, right? Of course. He's like he's like telling kids to go in there. He's like a big kid. And he's like already trying to control everyone because they need like a leader, I guess, because all the kids are freaking out. And Sam's like, pray to be nothing more, and he goes in there, and his crush is like, no, before you go, take this damp towel. And she's like, I remember seeing this, and I was like, that's cool. I never thought about that at the time. It's like, she's like, fire never kills people. It's the smoke that kills you in a burning building. Yeah. I guess that wasn't that. That was
so like, if I just lit you on fire, you wouldn't die unless you.
No, if you go into a burning building
and I just jump in the fire, I'll be good.
I mean, I'm pretty sure she was like, don't jump in the fire, but like,
yes, the smoke would kill you, but also debris falling on you that pins.
Main point, he gave the main character the towel and was like, just don't breathe in the smoke and you'll be fine. So he's in there and he sees the little girl that he's trying to find, and she's like, stay away from me. She's all like freaking out, and Sam's all like, what the fuck, why are you freaking out, child? Let's go, get out of here. And she like puts her hands up, and what no no, he doesn't have a gun.
Is it hello bozo?
She puts her hands up, and the fire just like erupts and it gets bigger. He's like, so he starts running. He puts his hands up as well, and he like kind of like blinks, right? And the girl is just like,
what you do?
and the girl is just kind of like incapacitated. Not incapacitated. Dead? Is that the word? No, she's knocked out.
Incarcerated?
She's knocked out.
It's suspicious.
So he goes up to her and she starts taking her in, and she goes out. And they're all like, do you know what happened? Could you find anything that started the fire? And he just goes, no, I couldn't find anything. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Why are you like trying to pop your wrist?
I'm not. I'm listening.
And everyone's like, what? Oh my God. Later on down the line, it's just a bunch of like world building basically on on what's going on in Florida, and they come to find out because it was one of the kids' birthday. When you turn 16, that's when you disappear. Funny enough, now I'm saying this, it's kind of also the same plot, almost a little the same plot line as the tyrannical
That's
chicken.
what I was talking about.
Yeah.
I thought you were just like trying to play off.
No.
Oh, you did hype
this.
up that manga. You loved that one, right?
I
You
don't.
did.
Jose loves it.
Yeah, I even made a comment about it because you spoiled it.
You did spoil
Yeah, you're
it.
fine.
It was in Tyler's section.
Yeah,
to
you can
read.
take it out.
No, he's leaving it in because it's in your section.
It's
He
Jose's
said it's
favorite
goated.
manga. Anyways, so in the midpoint of the movie, the book, they find out that when you turn 16, that's when you disappear, and that for some reason, somehow, they have powers. All the kids have powers. So like our main character Sam can shoot light out of his eyes, but not like into like lethal beams. It's just like a flashbang.
That's whack.
Yeah.
That's
Kind of a weak
lame.
power.
He's lame.
So and then there's this. What'd you show me? What is that? Oh, she's.
Is that
She
Google?
has me blocked.
She
Don't care.
sucks at drawing.
No.
I'm gonna be real.
True. I could do better.
And then there's a chase sequence between him and the bully, because the bully's like, "You need to conform, pay attention to me," and he's like, "No." And then there's a little. I'm not gonna get into like the side plot of the book.
Bro, you barely even got into the main part of the book. You spent
True.
10 minutes talking about a burning
The
building.
beginning of
You
the
just
book.
said he put it to a burning building, got the girl headed out. But now, and then she like.
And then the midpoint, there's a chase sequence like in the water with the bully and the main guy, and he's all like, "You gotta conform." He's all like, "Never." So they're trying to leave. He flashbangs them. He's like, "Ugh," and then he leaves, right? Because he can't see. So they get out, and you start trying to figure out why this is going on.
Did you copy me, Eduardo? Let me see your phone case.
What?
Bro, everyone knows I had the see-through case first.
Yeah.
Anyways, so the book basically ends with
I got the no case.
like a couple minutes before our main character's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is a great ass book. I'd recommend it. I'd recommend anyone the Gone series by Michael Grant. The first book, yeah, but there's still like the series, like Starve.
Yeah. Dude, why are you like sucking? Not sucking, like scratching your balls.
I'm not.
All right. Tyler?
Do you have any more?
You have any more books?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. It's been a minute since I've actually read like a legit book. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
While I read
manga.
Japanese comic books.
You want to talk about Japanese comic books then?
This
Yeah,
is an
we
anime
can.
podcast.
We could save that for our next episode. We're already coming close to our end.
I'll be back near Christmas.
Yeah, we can record another one. Ooh, we could one of these days. Special 2 guest episodes. We'd have to have 2 people sit there and share a
just use
mic.
the same mic.
Yeah, we get Tyler and Devin.
Oh, okay. That's what I was thinking of doing today. But I was like, nah.
No,
That's how I figured what would happen. I was like, Devin's probably gonna pull up.
no, Devin had like stink today. I didn't really want to be with him. He smelled bad.
You haven't even been with him today.
I could smell it. That's how you know it smelled bad.
Yikes.
Like when you came in, I smelled Devin on you. Okay, like, no joke though. Doesn't Devin have a smell?
Yeah.
Very distinct smell.
Like,
you know it's Devin.
He's
like if
he's
you
got the
go to
Devin
his
odor.
bed, you know he slept in it.
Isn't that what happened to you? Like you,
With a
Yeah.
cut, right?
Okay. Yeah. So Devin used to come over and stay at my house a lot back in the day, and he slept on this one cot all the time. And eventually he stopped coming over after a while, and my mom started using the cot for the dog. And then one day she just threw it out. I'm like, why'd you throw out the cot? She's like, I couldn't get the smell of Devin out of it.
Not the smell of the dog.
God
the smell of
damn.
Devin.
but if we're gonna end it off here, do you have any books that you would recommend anyone to read? All 3 of us,
Goodness,
4 of
man.
us,
Like actual book, yeah.
It's
like
best
all
I've
4 of
read
us. I don't know about Jose, but all 4 of us.
Let's see. If you like superheroes, there's a super book called Superhuman. There's I think 5, maybe 4 books currently right now.
I mean, quite frankly, I recommend
Superhuman,
anything
Ascension.
Anything Stephen King, like mystery horror.
I've never
Adult
read
novel?
a single Stephen King book except for it.
I don't even think it's really scary. It's just like creepy.
Yeah, it's just like
It's like reading
atmospheric.
creepypastas.
It's a good atmospheric book.
I mean, I don't think the idea of actually getting scared exists in like
Literature.
format. Yeah, in literature, it's usually creepy.
I always feel like it's just
uh,
you can convey a
I
great
mean, I can see
scary
like getting anxious.
yeah, that's like I'd say like unnerving. is what I was-
Unnerving, yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, I'd be like, I guess, because I'm gone. Just a mystery. It says horror. It's technically like horror because it's the mystery that's the horror. It's like a mystery
we got
adult
it. You talked enough in this podcast. Tyler, do you have a book you want to recommend?
The Organic Chemistry Volume 13.
Make you cry?
What?
Pretty good, actually.
Are you talking about your college books?
What the fuck?
Okay, Jose.
I would probably go.
Do you read, Jose?
Do you read?
Yeah.
You have that one series that's on your bookshelf that you haven't read.
It's like still wrapped.
The City of Bones.
Isn't it still wrapped?
Dark. I think he's talking about Dark.
Oh, The
It's
Darkest
Black
Minds.
Books,
The Darkest Minds.
What is that about?
That's a good book.
What is that?
You also
about?
do have another book series you got there only because some girl do you like
Shadow
said it's a good-
Bones. City
Yeah.
of Bones. That was after though.
That
was after.
Actual simp.
That was after.
That's a good movie. That was a good adaptation for the movie.
I bought the book series. I was reading it and I snapped it to her because I was like, "Oh, I'm reading," and she was like, "That's a good series," and I was like, "Oh."
Yeah, sure.
No,
Likely
it's like
story.
Oh, yeah,
City
Jose.
of Bones, City of Ash.
You didn't
City of
even-
Glass.
You didn't
Something
even
like
talk
that.
about your books, Jose.
Huh?
You didn't even talk about like if you
You've
read.
been quiet for about an hour.
Do you want, before we ended, do you want to talk about your books?
The Darkest Minds.
Yeah, what's it
I would
about?
recommend.
What's it about?
There's about these kids with ESP, PSI.
PDSP.
PSI pounds
Okay,
per
Wardo.
inch.
We've had enough of you, Wardo. You're cut off.
Why?
Stop talking.
You're done.
Why am
You've
I
talked
done?
enough. Let Jose speak.
This is like the first actual coherent thought he's made.
And you're trying to interrupt him by being funny? You're not funny.
I'm not, well, I was just asking.
It's about these kids with psychic powers, and they're sent out into boot camps to learn how to control their powers because their parents don't like it. It's a new generation. It's brand new. No one knows anything about it. And their powers vary, and they categorize them by color.
Racism.
No, not skin color. Not skin color.
Like magic color?
No.
What do you mean?
Red, blue, yellow, green, and orange. So it'd be like blue people are really smart and they have like telekinetic powers.
Racism.
Or like orange people are like the most
Segregation.
dangerous. They can like control people's minds, make them do whatever they want to do. People with red really good with fire, destruction, all that stuff. Basically just that. Honestly, I forget the plot because it's been forever since I've read it. I read the first book like freshman year, maybe earlier. But it's a good book series. I've been wanting to pick it up again. Or have you guys heard of The Last Apprentice?
It's a movie.
It's a book series.
It's a movie.
Oh, never mind. I was thinking of The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
I was too.
You said The Last Apprentice, and I was like,
Oh, that's what we were talking about.
with Nicolas
The Last
Cage?
Apprentice.
So I guess we're talking about different things during mine.
What's The Last Apprentice about?
It's a book series. I don't know if it has a movie or not. It probably does, but it's probably really bad. It's like 14 books long. Read it back when I was in middle school.
I know what you're talking about.
You know?
Yeah. I never read it, but I saw it in the library.
Good.
It's like the whole section.
Yeah. It takes up like a whole shelf.
Yeah.
That's a good book if you guys like monsters and shit like that.
I like the monster manga.
It's on my list.
That is a good one.
You've never read it.
I hear. It's a good one.
You haven't even read Vagabond.
I
Vagabond?
haven't even read Berserk.
You haven't even read Berserk, bro.
You haven't even read JoJo's either.
Shut up. You haven't even read One
We'll
Piece.
talk about anime in another podcast. This is about book.
Mangas or book?
They're comic book. We're just talking about book.
Yeah. So you're talking about comic books, you're talking about comic books.
Ooh. All right, are we done? Are you done, Jose?
I guess.
Got nothing else to say?
I don't think so, no.
What book series would you recommend to people?
The Last Apprentice, The Darkest Minds, and I just remembered this one that I'm looking at right now, The Missing series by Margaret Peterson. First book is Found. That's the book that I've been, I kept telling you about that one book that I read that one time and that like I loved, but I could never like finish. I never found the rest of the books. I just fucking found it.
I feel like you found it like months ago. And
No,
you told me about
I
that.
thought it was Eduardo's book.
No, you told me it was found from Margaret Fletcher or whatever her name is.
No,
You told me that like months ago.
no, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I said it
We
was
were-
lost.
No, it was we were like you said lost. That was like when we were at Barnes and Noble or something.
Yeah.
But you said that like months ago.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I really enjoyed Hatchet too.
Okay, I think we've had enough of you, Eduardo.
That's a good.
Speaking of enough of you, you give the outro since you want to talk so much.
So before you leave, right? Before I give you the whole spiel on how we are on Anchor, Spotify, right? And how you should follow us. Reel it in on Anchor. Follow us on Spotify. If you found us on Spotify, you can. The Hatchet book is actually about.
Hey, yo, keep going with the outro.
It's actually
keep going with the outro, Eduardo.
Hold on.
Keep going. Keep going.
I'll finish
the outro and then talk about Hatchet.
I got it. I can talk about Hatchet right now.
All right, or
so Hatchet
you can just finish the outro.
It's about how this kid.
Eduardo, shut up.
He survived.